Let's get nasty on a Monday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter, 202. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Jamie, good to have you back in studio, man.
Good to be back.
See you.
It's always good to be back.
Came in
here.
hot today.
Yeah, I came in hot today.
Throwing chairs around. What happened, Jamie?
Well,
We
Carey,
left you a gift.
Yeah, you left me a gift, all right. There's one. Well, there's more than one crappy chair, but one really crappy chair where the back falls off of this thing. It's actually a safety hazard.
Yeah.
And I come in today and I see that it's been placed in my spot. You can always tell who's been gone.
Because when I left for out of town, it was when I came back. I was like, oh.
When I was in Florida, that puppy made it over here.
And when Anthony put that chair in your spot, I told him I didn't like it. Okay.
Yeah, see?
I said, hurry up, do it.
Yeah, Carey's gone for a whole week.
So yeah, I was pissed because now I'm standing for now, and then I got to sit on that crappy thing at some point later today.
I was wondering how long was he going to notice? Yeah, he noticed before he even sat down.
I went to move it, and the back almost fell off of it. I'm like,
Yeah, you know.
I knew.
You can't take a week off.
I can't. I mean, it's on me, guys.
Or work, for
It's on me.
FanDuel Sports Network. All right, it's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Virtual must-win for the Blues tomorrow night in Utah. Against Utah. Can they still get in without? Yeah, but you need to really set the tone here.
Yeah.
Don't back in. Don't rely on another team. If they beat Utah tomorrow night at the Enterprise Center in regulation, they're in.
Yes.
That's it. They're
That's
done.
it.
Get the 2 points and call it a day.
Go marching into the playoffs.
That's
baby.
right. And then you can kind of regroup for the playoffs.
Yep.
However,
let's just talk about the good stuff.
well,
That's all that
Cole
matters.
Parayko came back, scored right away.
you got a goal. Heck yeah.
Nice.
Jamie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not great.
When you were observing the game in Seattle,
Yeah.
we had conversations about the Oilers. We had conversations about the Jets. The opponents, tough opponents, still along with them. Seattle, not of that ilk. Did the Kraken figure something out?
Well,
Because that would be my concern.
they either did it by accident or did it on purpose. I'm not sure because I watched a number of their games leading up to the game against the Blues, and Dan Bilesma, their coach, is very much a offense at all cost. He wants the puck up the ice as fast as he can. Everybody up the ice, go, 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 go. Well, that has hurt them this year because defensively they've left themselves susceptible to other teams that play good structure, a good structured game. But the Blues, because they're so aggressive on that forecheck, and the defensemen are pinching all the time, trying to keep the puck in the zone, join the attack. They're relying heavily on the high forward, the F3, as they say in the business, to be there to cover. But what Seattle was doing, as soon as there was a turnover of any kind, they were just launching the puck to center ice, the far blue line, the stretch pass. And we saw a number of 2-on-1s, a number of 3-on-2s that happened. So again, I don't know if it was by design or if it's just the way they play that they use that stretch pass. But what I was wondering halfway through the game was, okay, is this the book on the Blues now? Is it? Now, when they're airtight in their forecheck and all that stuff, it's irrelevant because the other team doesn't get control of the puck to make that play. But whether it's just kind of veering off the program a little bit or just fatigue. I mean, the 81 games into the season, and they've been on a heater, and they play almost every other day, it's possible that fatigue is just part of the equation at this point. But the Blues are going to have to lock it down with the details, as Monty likes to say, and the habits as well, or teams are going to start kind of picking away at that, and you can't give up 2-on-1s more than, you shouldn't have to give up one all game. And the Blues, during that 12-game stretch, led the NHL in fewest number of odd man rushes. So that was obviously a key component to their success.
Right.
And then they're giving up more and more now in the last 3 losses. I just don't like the way it's trending, but I'm sure Jim Montgomery and his staff, who are really intelligent, probably noticed that, and they're going to change something up or make sure guys are doing their job.
How much of that is also due to fatigue and not necessarily Seattle figuring something out?
A lot. Mental, physical fatigue is real. It is. And that's why the Stanley Cup playoffs are so wild for me. Even though I've played in them and played all those years, you find another gear even though you're exhausted. You play an 82-game season, and if you're the Blues or some of these teams, it's going to come down to the last game of the season, which means you're on. The switch is on. And then you get 2 days, maybe 3 days, and then you've got to bring your best hockey. better than what you just brought for 82 games.
Right.
So, yeah, I think there is a certain level of fatigue that's going through the league right now, and the Blues are no different. And although it was an amazing thing to have the same lineup rolled out for 12 games in a row during their streak, that's also fatigue for a lot of guys. Guys who played a lot of minutes, a lot of hard minutes, a lot of big games. So it is a part of it, but at this point, nobody cares.
Yeah.
Blues were without Philip Broberg. Had to come back here for personal reasons. He's back. He'll be good to go tomorrow night.
Yes, he's back. Paired up with, let's see here, Justin Falk, I believe. He's back with Justin Falk, Cam Fowler with Colton Parayko, and Ryan Suter paired up with Nick Leddy.
So the young man is out.
So the young man is out right now, and you have your 6 best defensemen lined up for this last game of the year against Utah.
Good.
So, yeah, it's great to see Broberg back. It was a personal issue that he had going on, so it looks like everything's going to be okay, which is awesome.
How did Parayko look to you in his first? I know he scored the goal. How did he look physically, conditioning? How did he look in his first game back? Like
Honestly,
he hadn't missed a beat?
He looked like he hadn't missed any time. It's crazy. Yeah, a little bit of rust at times. There's some puck movement things. Like he had a couple of turnovers that he probably wouldn't have had. But the one thing you can't simulate when you come back from injury is like full speed pressure from the other team. You can do as many drills as you want in practice. It's not the same.
Yeah.
And so it takes a little while to speed up the brain again to make those decisions a little quicker. And I think that that's just normal, but I thought he looked really good.
I'm sorry, Marge. I always worry about conditioning with that. You play 23 minutes. Like, that to me is the hardest part. When you're out for that extended amount of time, there is nothing you can do in terms of getting in game shape. Like, playing, reps in practice are never the same as the damn game. You're like, oh, this is a game. I haven't played in 2 weeks. I feel like the game changed. Like, it feels different. But he's able to play 23 minutes, like you said, not missing a beat at all.
Probably felt a little sore the next day.
Yeah.
That's normal. Okay, we got something I have to address on the text line, okay? Because I'm getting it on Twitter, too, from everybody. So as you guys probably noticed, maybe you did, maybe you didn't, I wore a Joe Boo T-shirt in Winnipeg.
Oh, it's your fault.
Yeah. So everybody's blaming me, which is hilarious because let's go back to Gloria for a minute. Once everybody found out Gloria was the song, everybody was playing it everywhere. People wore T-shirts that said Gloria, and they still went on to win the Stanley Cup. Okay? But that's okay.
Marsh, write that down. 209, despite him wearing the Joe Boo shirt, Blues will win the Stanley Cup.
No, I'm going to rectify all this, Carey.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to rectify this. When I go home tonight, I made a promise to myself and my children. I looked them in the eyes and I said, guys, I got to do something important. We're going to burn that T-shirt. We're going to video it.
Wow. Oh.
And I'm going to put it out there.
I don't know how I feel about that.
No. Wait,
the text line and Twitter has spoken.
I think you should wear it again.
And burn it on myself? What the hell is wrong with you, Carey?
Do you love the Blues or not, Jamie?
I do.
Answer the question.
And I thought about it for a second, okay?
I have a better idea.
Wear it again? No!
What if you soaked it in rum?
And then drank the rum from the shirt?
Drenched it.
Not a bad idea.
Now you're
You
now you're
soak
talking.
it
Yeah,
in
but
rum.
it says on the T-shirt, nobody touches Joe Boo's rum.
I know, but you need to give
Joe Boo
rum.
So what if I soak him in rum and then burn the T-shirt?
Well, now you're just wasting
like a
the rum, though.
sacrifice.
But it's a sacrifice. Thank you, Carey.
Okay.
It's like a
noticing.
sacrifice.
It's like a sacrifice.
I don't know if Joe Boo likes sacrifices. He
I think
just
he
likes
does.
rum.
He does. At one point, Pedro Serrano was going to sacrifice a live chicken.
Yeah, we didn't want that.
I don't know. I don't like the idea of burning a Joe Boo.
I don't
T-shirt.
either. I don't. I'd rather you soak it in rum. Let him absorb it
And let it dry out.
and let it dry out.
Now, I don't know if you can wear that shirt again, especially if you're driving.
Mahomes Longbody says, how many shifts have you played this season, Jamie? It's not your fault.
That's where I was going.
Okay.
Well, then the text line needs to apologize to BK for literally everything.
No,
if
probably
that's
not.
Well,
right.
that's different.
That's
no,
way
no,
different.
No, it's his fault.
Okay.
Mizzou losing in the first round.
Somebody says, don't burn the
Definitely.
shirt, just get a bucket of chicken. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
And somebody said, Jamie says, fast lane you, Joe Boo. I'll do it myself. Okay.
You know, help me now, Joe Boo.
Let's see here. Don't burn Joe Boo. Just drink the rum to bring good luck. Well, I can handle that.
There you go.
Jamie has that part
So
down.
what's the consensus? Do I burn the T-shirt?
I
or not?
think you just
No.
set Joe Boo on a chair.
Yeah.
You pour a shot glass for Joe Boo
Yeah.
of
Yes.
rum. For yourself, you cheers, and you just drink it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you all don't. Yeah, just he's there. And now, if the Rome disappears at some point, don't ask no questions.
Yeah.
Well, I
Just
don't
go
wanna
about.
know.
There you go. Leave it there. Whatever happens, happens.
I don't want to know.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's it then? That's what we're doing?
Yeah. Don't burn.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't
Yes.
burn it. Real quick, what's your thoughts on a couple people in the snake pit basically blaming Snuggerud for the Blues?
Whoa. What did Snuggie do?
He was.
He didn't score?
He
was
was
born?
he was put into the lineup, and the Blues have won one game since.
That's not his.
Yeah, but he got an assist in that game.
I'm just saying. This is what
Yeah.
the people are saying.
This is where we're at, guys?
Well,
Yeah.
They won 2 games with him in the line.
People will always find someone or something to blame,
Yeah.
other than the players.
The chairman's
on
pocket
ice.
partner says that Rivers just cursed us forever now. Don't burn Joe Boo. Rivers, if they don't win now, you get a Joe Boo tattoo. Yeah, no, that's not happening. If they win, I'll get one.
There you go.
Right on my ass. I will.
Can't do that live. I don't think.
If they win, so if they win the Stanley Cup,
I don't think we can do that live.
if the Blues win the Stanley Cup, you're getting a Joe Boo tattoo.
I'll get a Joe Boo tattoo.
Okay.
On your butt cheek.
Right on my ass. You can show that. It's YouTube.
Do you think, talking about Jimmy Snuggerud, do you think him being inserted into the lineup has done something to like Matthew Joseph's game by any means? Or do you think those aren't correlated?
I'm sorry, I was reading a text. Go ahead.
Ron, are you listening? No.
And take 2.
So, Jimmy Snuggerud inserted into the lineup against Detroit.
Yeah.
Matthew Joseph is the one that, for the majority of these games, has been
Come out. Yep.
taken out of the lineup. Do you think that has done anything to his game? Because it seemed like after he was sat, a couple games into the out of the break, his game elevated, and now since then, I don't think he's been playing the same way that he had been.
Yeah, I thought he had a hell of a game in Seattle. I thought Matthew Joseph played hard. He created some opportunities. He was hungry on the pucks. He had good chemistry with Bolduc. So I'm not worried about him. He's won 2 Stanley Cups.
Yeah.
He's been there. Like, he knows this one game take all. Like, I want those guys in my lineup. I do.
That's Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Did we see what the ceiling looks like for Matthew Liberatore yesterday as the Cardinals took 2 of 3 from the Phillies in an excellent series at Busch Stadium? We'll get into yesterday's game next on 101 ESPN. I love driving around in a vehicle from Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum. They've got over 800 new and used vehicles all in one location right there in Herculaneum, just minutes from South County. I love the fact that when my wife and I looked at some of the vehicles that they had, we looked at brand new Nissans. And by the way, new Nissans, you get the complimentary lifetime warranty and a 30-day return promise from Auto Centers. So you're talking about serious peace of mind there. But I love the fact that when we looked at new Nissans and pre-owned vehicles, that they were all there in one location. So when we went to test drive, a handful of cars, maybe 4 or 5, everything was right there. The actual vehicles that we looked online at, they were there at the dealership. Sometimes, if you've done the car shopping experience, you know that you go to a dealership sometimes, they don't have the car there. They may say, well, it's at a different location, or we've got to pick that one up. It's coming in from, I don't know, Idaho or something. Not with Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum. Forget overpaying. Vehicles are priced to move. If your credit has seen better days, no worries on that. Their credit experts can help any credit situation. Check them out online at AutoCentersNissan.com. When you head out to Herculaneum, tell them Stalter sent you. Auto Centers Nissan. Big inventory, bigger savings, zero nonsense. it's a fast lane on 101 ESPN. The Cardinals took care of business this weekend against the Phillies. I'm sure everybody saw that coming. 2 of 3 that they win. Yeah. You heard it.
A little snarky.
What?
Carey, a little
Saw it
bit?
coming?
No, I said I'm sure everybody saw that coming.
That's not really the way you said it.
It's not what you say, Anthony. It's how you say it.
Okay, yeah. No, I meant it totally snarky. But, hey, excellent. Excellent. 2 of 3. Matthew Liberatore pitched 3-hit ball yesterday, 6 innings, 7-0 shutout of the Phillies. He was impressive. Showed his best velocity of the season. Wound up striking out 7. The slider was on point. He threw 28 sliders that produced 10 missed swings and 2 really weak ground balls. He looked great. And as I was watching him, I thought to myself, this is maybe what the ceiling looks like for Matthew Liberatore. I mean, that's a dangerous Phillies lineup, as we all know.
Oh, yeah.
And he was consistent. He was working inside, out. He hit the black a couple of times. That downward plane that he throws with can be difficult to hit, and we saw it yesterday. I don't know what he's going to be throughout the course of the year, but I thought yesterday was a look at what his ceiling could be.
Yeah, I agree. And this is what the Cardinals thought they were trading for when they made that deal.
Right.
Was that it was a very high-end prospect with the ability to pitch like that. Mm-hmm. We haven't seen that consistently. Because what was it, last year or the year before? It was the year before. He had an excellent start, too, that resembled this. And everybody's like, oh.
Might have been last year when he faced the...
It was 2 years ago.
That's 2 years ago because he was on the
His
bullpen.
rookie
2 years
year.
ago.
Yeah. So
His first
he had one of
opportunity.
those games, and you're like, whoa.
Right.
He did it against Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, that's
It
who
was
it
early
was.
in the year.
I
Marshy,
knew
look at
it
you guys.
was
That was his
an
first
NL
start,
Central
wasn't it?
Division.
So-
Yeah. Yep.
My thought process, though, is that's how long it's been since we've seen one of these before.
Sure.
I'm not going to be negative because I'm very happy with his performance, and I hope it continues. But it's been a hot minute since we've seen this
Been a
from
while.
Matthew. It's been a while. Good old Creed. It's been a while. But so I'm going to caution myself of getting too amped up
Sure,
over this.
yeah.
But again, he looked fantastic. And if you're a Cardinals fan or you're Cardinals front office, you have to like the look of that.
I agree. I think I thought the weekend was good overall. I thought, sandwiched in was Miles Michaelis' performance, which wasn't terrible. They just couldn't get any runs.
That's a
across
perfect way to
form.
describe that.
It was.
The fact that he said it wasn't terrible.
That's no, but you just described his start perfectly. It wasn't terrible.
Did you like my text on Saturday? I was at the game. I go, this is the worst. Well, I don't want to say the worst thing. That's what I texted, though. Miles Michaelis looks like a Cy Young Award candidate, and the offense can't
Stinks.
hit.
Yeah.
wasn't-
5 double plays.
It wasn't a terrible performance from him.
Is that where we're at now?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible.
Just
he
checking.
did well, and you had sandwiched in there Palante and Liberatore's performance, which I think if you're a Cardinal fan, you should be excited. I thought Palante pitched extremely well, 7 innings. He to me is a guy. Him and Liberatore, that's what you need. You needed youth. You needed your younger pitchers. Your younger hitters are showing the ability to have success. But the younger pitchers weren't getting the opportunity. So those 2 guys performing in the manner in which they did, it should give you something to look forward to. It should get you excited about what the future holds, not just for next season, but possibly this year, if they can figure out other aspects of the rotation and the bullpen.
Yeah, I was thinking about this yesterday. The Blues, we talk a lot about Dylan Holloway and Broberg and how those 2 players really put the Blues more on a fast track when it came to their retool. I think maybe not to this degree, but I do think in the ballpark of this discussion is Matthew Liberatore and Palante. If those 2 guys can pitch well, you're set up with two of your spots in the rotation.
Yeah.
The other is, we know, going to Sonny Gray, and then you got 2 spots, and hopefully Michael McGreevy comes up at some point. The point is, if you're gonna get back in contention sooner rather than later, it's got to be through your young pitching. So if Liberatore can look like that, in the majority of his starts, I think just like Holloway and Broberg, you kind of fast track this thing a little bit.
Well, yeah, I think you're right. And it's funny how it is pretty funny and ironic how the Blues and Cardinals have kind of mimicked each other a little bit here in the last 2 or 3 years. Some people probably disagree with that. They think the Blues, they've had a plan the whole time. But what I'm saying is the success has been the same, not making the playoffs. Army goes and gets Broberg and Holloway. And then you look at the rest of the youth, the Bolduc, the Neighbors, Thomas and Carey, because those guys have become the foundation now. And look at the Cardinals. Donovan's not all that young, but still he's become a leader in the clubhouse. You got Mason Wynn, Jordan Walker, Nolan Gorman. Now if you get Liberatore and Palante and then maybe McGreevy, like all of a sudden the foundation for the Cardinals now looks different.
Looks a hell of a lot better.
It looks a lot better.
Yeah.
So, but they have to that point, they have to perform.
To your point, it's got to be more consistent.
Yes.
Yeah. Yesterday was just a good day, a great day overall. You had Liberatore pitch well. You beat up Zach Wheeler.
Oh, boy.
Which is huge.
Nice.
Jordan Walker touched seats, and Wilson Contreras has a breakout. It's crazy. This is, to me, somebody that is one of the more likable Cardinals players that wasn't an original Cardinal.
Wilson Contreras?
Yes. I'm rooting for. I was rooting for him to get out of this slump.
Wilson. I love Wilson.
Not all for us, fans, media.
I don't know if the fans love him.
No.
Oh, no, yeah, they do.
I think they totally love him. Do you remember when they...
Were you not... You weren't here last week.
That's true. Marsh wanted him out of the lineup.
Wanted him
No.
Basically off the team.
No.
Jamie?
No. Where did I say he should bat?
Fifth.
Pretty much.
Where did he bat yesterday?
Should be batting second again with
He
those.
probably will.
Where did he bat yesterday?
Fifth.
We got, But the text line hated him. What did he do?
He just shut off his mic. It's like,
He dropped his mic.
That's what I thought. That was impressive, Marshall.
I think the fans like him. I do. Go back to when all the pitchers tried to throw him under the bus.
Yeah, that's different.
But the fans were like, no, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
I think they like him. I like him.
I think they like him when he goes 2 for 4. I think they don't like him when Ryan Crawford didn't like him last week.
No.
See?
It's Brandon's brother. That's
It might
why.
be. Brandon?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Maybe that's why he's pissed.
Might be. Yeah.
What we said about the crawdaddy.
I was yeah, true. I loved what I saw yesterday.
I did too.
Sometimes we get so down on athletes, like, oh, this guy stinks, blah blah blah. I love seeing him break out, especially, and we'll get into some of the comments that he made over the weekend about Cardinals fans. Hey, don't give up. It was just great to see. Excellent series. We'll see if any of this carries into their next series. That'd be nice. But well done by the Cardinals all the way around. Offense lacking on Saturday, but that was the only game Marsh went to. Only game of the series that Marsh was there.
Not the only game of the weekend, though.
Marsh was at the Battlehawks game,
You were where
too.
yesterday?
I was at the Battlehawks
Marsh was at the Battlehawks game as well.
First regular season loss in 8 games? First regular season loss at home in 8 games, and you were there.
Marsh.
I'm 0 for 2. And I'm going to the Blues game on Tuesday.
I was going to say, good thing you're not going tomorrow night.
No, yeah, I'm going. But the last Blues game I went to, they won. So it's different.
Let's hope
See how it goes.
your cursed spirit doesn't
maybe
infiltrate.
I should wear the Joe Boo shirt tomorrow.
No.
Yeah, give it to Marshy. He wants it.
I'll give it to you, Marshall.
Yep. He'll take
Jamie's
it.
going to give it to Marsh. And then we're going to play the lineup game next on 101 ESPN. Don't risk hiring the wrong remodeling company. Go with Mosby Building Arts. They're fantastic. 314-909-1800 or visit callmosby.com. You can schedule a free consultation today. That's what we did when we had some doors replaced in our house. It was causing some leaks and damage in our basement, and we were overwhelmed by it. I tried to fix it myself. I don't know what I'm doing. So, we had a bunch of people come out, a bunch of different contractors and everybody come out, and then Mosby was the only one that said, look, here's your actual problem. It's the doors, but it's what's going on behind the doors and behind the patio steps. And they were the only company. Mosby was the only company that pointed out the actual issue. And of course, when we went with them, their construction team was fantastic. They were trustworthy. They were respectful. They treated our house, I felt, like they would treat their own. They cleaned up when they were done. But the pricing, honest, upfront from Mosby, they didn't start to tack on, more money as they started to work through the project. High quality work. designers with great taste, and it has rained big time. It rained for a whole week. We had 0 issues with those doors. I love working with Mosby. You will too. Go with them for bathroom remodels, kitchen remodels. You want a basement done, there's no project too big or too small for Mosby Building Arts. Again, 314-909-1800 or visit callmosby.com. I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Blues lose in a shootout to the Seattle Kraken on Saturday, 4-3 the final. The Blues can clinch a playoff spot with a win in regulation against the Utah Hockey Club tomorrow night, and you can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. We'll talk with Blues insider from The Athletic, Jeremy Rutherford, at 3:15, so stay tuned for that. The Cardinals took 2 of 3 against the Phillies, capped off with a 7-0 win yesterday. The Cardinals back in action tonight, taking on the Houston Astros. First pitch is at 6:45. Sonny Gray going up against Framber Valdez. Speaking of the Cardinals, we have the lineup game. It's coming up next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me? Sounder means it's time to play the lineup game here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. The Cardinals welcome in the Houston Astros for a new series.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Houston Astros. Framber Valdez will toe the rubber for the Astros.
Framby.
He is a lefty. Lefty on the hill for
LHP,
Houston.
Carey.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, boys. Despite the left-hander on the bump,
Yeah, you know it is.
Come on. Not changing
go
this.
for it.
Show us Lars Newbar.
International superstar.
Watch out, don't run into any walls or anything.
Okay. Now, yesterday it was Alec Burleson in the 2-hole, but it's not going to be today.
What was Burley yesterday? Was he the DH?
He was the DH.
I think this might be Lukenbaker at DH. I don't know at number 2. I think he might be the DH.
I could see that. I could see Jordan Walker, who hit second last week at one
Yeah, I wasn't
point.
saying Baker here.
Yeah, I get
I'm
you.
just like thinking out loud.
Yeah. Baker.
So you need a righty.
Yeah.
Probably not going Wilson.
Well, he had some success. You know,
don't know if
you
you
know
go
the
back
Cardinals are.
We know Marsh wouldn't do it, but
Yeah, Marsh doesn't like him there. Jordan Walker went 0 for 4 when he was batting in the 2-hole.
what did he do
The
yesterday?
2-hole's been
before.
bad for a lot of guys this year.
It's not been great. It's a tough spot.
It
is.
is.
It's tough to get in there and
It can be.
get a hit.
Yeah.
You get a guy who does good work there, though.
Look out.
Play for a long time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of examples of that. Okay, so who do we like here then?
I think Contreras for me.
Contreras?
I don't think it's Contreras.
Marshy hates it.
You think it's a right? It has to be a right. Well,
It doesn't have to be, but I think
probably
it's a righty with
So
the
your
lefty on the
righties
hill.
are Jordan Walker,
Yeah, Walker, Baker.
Wilson Contreras,
Yes.
Sajacy. If he's in the lineup, he's probably not.
I think
You
it's
want to go Jordan Walker?
I think it's Contreras, Walker, Baker. Those are the three.
I think it'll be Walker then. Before I think they want him to kind of fit into that 2-hole spot.
Big guy like that. Absolutely.
Get on base.
Let's go with it.
All right.
Go ahead.
Show us
lineup.
Jordan Walker.
What a shame.
Okay. Told you guys.
Wilson?
Love that. Yes. Show us. Contreras.
That's ridiculous.
You went rogue.
I did.
No, he didn't.
Kind
Well,
of did.
Kind of.
Kind
He
of.
didn't get a consensus. He just
No, you're right about that. I would have gone.
Take my chair again. Okay, buddy?
In fairness to Jamie, I would have gone Contreras.
You
would
looked
have as
at me as
well,
I was
but-
doing it, and you were okay with it.
He didn't get the. He
I'm
didn't get the
backing you.
okay.
You condoned it with your eyes, Anthony.
I'm condoning it with my mouth too.
Oh,
What?
Don't condone it with your mouth.
I'd rather just the eyes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Who would be here?
Luke and Baker, maybe. I wrote
I
down
don't think he's a
Contreras,
2.
Walker, Baker.
Maybe it's a lefty. Maybe we're wrong.
Is it
We're
Burley?
wrong.
It's probably Burley.
Maybe it is Burley.
I don't think it's back-to-back
Show
lefties
us.
against Framber Valdez.
What other righty do you have? You think Luke and Baker is here?
I mean, who else?
Guys, I'm just going to say this. I think it's Alec Burleson. That's
I don't
my
think
thoughts.
it's Al. I don't
Okay.
think it's.
Okay, guys. You hate my
I
idea.
would
It's
rather
fine.
go with Luke and Baker as our guess.
You go with Lucan because
Okay.
I went with Jordan. He went with Wilson. You go with Lucan.
Show
you
us Luke and Baker.
Pat a cake, pat a cake.
Told you guys.
bakers,
I
man.
said a long time ago. Big guy.
We don't know anything. We don't know ball.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Luke and Baker batted second on Saturday.
No,
You
Nobody
could've told us.
remembers that.
it was wild.
Get on my, I gotta wait.
No, you can tell us
He
information.
did bat second on
You
Saturday.
don't have to guess.
Whatever.
I can't do that.
Okay.
Donnie,
Yeah.
show us Brendan Donovan.
What the hell?
Way to go, Carey.
This game. So is this Wilson Contreras?
Or is this Burley?
I don't know who batted third on Saturday.
Wilson batted third on
Donovan
yesterday.
was third.
On yesterday. No, on Saturday. He batted third on Saturday.
Then
Donnie Boy
okay,
was
this might be the same lineup then.
Donnie Boy was yesterday.
Yeah.
And Saturday was Contreras. So Contreras?
Yeah.
Show us Wilson Contreras.
You don't know how to play first base. It's not that hard. Tell him, Wash.
It's incredibly hard.
Hey, anything worth doing is.
I love the pivot. Okay, so this is
Nolan Arenado.
Nolan Arenado.
There you go. Show us. Nolan Arenado.
A lot of people think you get in your mid-30s and your career's over, but like I always say, until they stop scouting, I ain't going to stop playing.
Okay, Donovan.
Yep.
Show us Brendan Donovan.
Look at that guy.
Vibrant, handsome, hair.
I'm just looking at this Saturday lineup. It was Walker.
Jordan Walker.
Go ahead, Jamie.
Show us. Walk it like it's hot.
Die for every ball. It's boring otherwise, plus it looks harder. The most important play in right field is what I like to call the janitor throw. Guaranteed out every time. I call it the janitor throw because it cleans up that are trying to take an extra base on you.
Yes. All right, Saturday was Pedro Pages here.
It'll be probably
Well, hang on
Petey
here.
Pages again.
But Gorman was activated yesterday, and he's got to be somewhere.
So Baker and Contreras are already in. So one of those two is the DH.
Correct.
Yeah, I
So
don't
this
know.
is
that-
we got to get a catcher in here somewhere.
Oh, no, Gorman is.
Catchers-
Gorman probably is because Donnie's playing shortstop.
Right. Yeah, with
So
Mason Wynn out.
Yeah, I might go Gorman here.
I go Gorman, Pages,
Yeah.
Wynn.
And then
Yeah. No,
Scott.
Sorry.
Yeah. All right, so Gorman, go ahead.
Show us Nolan Gorman.
Swing Serenade is brought to you by Gorman's.
Dingers! Hang me a curve and I will hit. Dingers!
That's a good one. All right, this is Pedro.
I think it's Petey Pages here. Show us. Petey Pages, please.
Smithers, throw this at him.
You're out!
Maybe.
And then show us Victor Scott.
Run, run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man.
All right, rough start. Excellent finish, guys.
Be honest with me. If I didn't say anything, would you have?
Oh, yeah, we would have figured it out.
Okay.
Go ahead and run it, Marsh.
Yeah, of course. Leading off in left field, Lars. Batting
Nice.
second, the DH, Lucan Baker. Batting third, your first baseman, Wilson Contreras. Your cleanup hitter, third baseman, Arenado. Batting fifth, the shortstop, Brendan Donovan. Batting sixth in right field, Jordan Walker. Batting seventh, second baseman, Nolan Gorman. Batting eighth, catching, Pedro Pages. And batting ninth in center field, Victor Scott, the second.
I don't believe what I just saw. Home run.
All right. Marsh?
Yeah, still 3-1-0-0. I guess the team refuses to hit home runs whenever we play this game.
Yes, that's correct.
So I am going to go with the man who is now using the torpedo bat and hit a home run yesterday. That is Wilson Contreras.
Yep. That's who I wanted.
Me too.
Nice job. Nice job, Marsh. You flea bag. Give me Jordan Walker, please.
Damn it.
I'll take the other guy that hit the ding-dong Johnson.
So me or you? I mean, we're both at zero.
We both stink. Go ahead.
Hey, you're trying hard. Both of you are.
Give me Nolan Arenado.
Damn it. Give me Rube Baker.
Yep, I already wrote it down.
Yep, I did too. All right, Jamie.
Who else is there?
I know, that's why I did it. I wrote them down. Jamie's got Lucan Baker. Marsh's got Wilson Contreras. Carey took Nolan Arenado, and I took Jordan Walker.
I wanted to take Brendan Donovan.
You did, but then you did not.
I didn't.
He was available too.
Wussed out, man.
I made a mistake.
Totally wussed out on that one.
Totally was done. All right, we got what's trending. Marsh has got what's trending for you. He not only cursed the Cardinals on Saturday, he did something to our Battlehawks. I'll tell you about it.
Oh, gosh.
What's trending next on 101 ESPN?
topics in the sports world.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
It's time to find out with
What's Trending? Brought to you by Elite Comfort Experts. Heating and cooling with no gimmicks. Just guarantees. EliteComfortExperts.com.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Anthony just told the entire town that I cursed the Battlehawk because I went to the game yesterday. They ended up losing 27-15 against the DC Defenders. Manny Wilkins, the quarterback for the Battlehawks, 16 for 29, 147 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 3 picks on the day. Battlehawks lose their first game. What did you guys see out of yesterday's contest? Do you think maybe the Battlehawks might switch some things up at the quarterback position?
I don't know if it's time to switch things up. I thought, Manny Wilkins was under pressure a lot. There were times where it felt like the offensive line and the running back were not in sync in terms of who they needed to pick up. The one interception that he had, I think it was in the second half, where he threw across his body. They were in plus territory, meaning they're on their side of the field getting ready to hopefully punch it in. He threw an interception that was really, really bad. He was rolling right and threw it back to the middle of the field, and it got picked off. And then he got sat down by a defensive lineman. It's almost like, yeah, you deserve that. But it's kind of high. Coaching, he's like, yep, that's what you get. Shouldn't have threw it there.
Yep.
But I don't think he performed well. But I don't think as a team offensively they performed well. And I think DC kind of managed the game in a way. Their up-tempo offense, them going no huddle, it kind of kept St. Louis, the Battlehawks, on their heels. They had a couple of too many players on the field, so they were having defensive substitution issues as well. So it just felt like a bad game plan, a bad matchup for the Battlehawks yesterday. I don't know if the game plan was bad, but I think the matchup was bad. Just the style of play that the defenders played made it tough for the Battlehawks to get anything going.
To me, it sounds like the Battlehawks need a new play caller.
Yeah.
Anthony.
Nah, Anthony. Jamie, they're hardworking guys. They're doing a great job. I'm available, but
how many games did you win this weekend?
2.
2 games.
Yeah, 2. Little guys played hard.
See?
First grade Falcons played really hard. Yeah, they're awesome.
The
they're
offense,
a good group of kids.
It reminded me of the Mizzou offense from like 2 years ago, where like they just refused to throw the football downfield more than like 5 times.
Carey, they took a couple of shots.
Carey, that was something
and they scored a touchdown on one of them.
Did. Yep.
Yeah, the one kind of jump ball. Carey, that's something that you talked about last year too. The Battlehawks offense lacking was that deep throw. My observation, you two were there, so you got to see plays develop a little bit, more. I just had the TV feed, but from what I could tell, if you face an aggressive defense and you're trying to do a lot of play fakes and they're getting penetration on you, you're screwed.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we saw. I don't know if changing the quarterback at this time is the right move. I understand why you're asking, though, because those throws that he was making, the reads that he was making was bad. The decision, the backbreaker I thought was when he threw it back across the body.
That was a tough one because you were in striking distance.
Yeah.
You were in that game the entire game.
Absolutely.
And had an opportunity. You settled for field goals on some drives.
That was the backbreaker.
You were unable to punch it in and score touchdowns. So that made it difficult to actually take the lead and hold on to it. But it was some throws and then some missed throws. There was a post ran by the slot receiver. I can't remember who it was, but it felt like Manny was just a little bit late. Like he put too much air under it, and the receiver was open right now. You got to hit him on the line with that one. It was the coverage. The other safety was over there with the other receiver on the right side. So he had some throws that I think if he looks back at it, he's like, I wish I would have had those again. Obviously, the interception that you talked about throwing across his body was egregious. That was one of those throws that you just can't have. But all in all, it's one game. I just thought DC played better than they did yesterday.
Yeah, I thought that for the most part, the defense played pretty well. I mean, they were put in some bad spots. They gave it the one kind of bigger run where the linebacker.
Tackling.
Yeah, it was bad tackling. The linebacker, had a misread there, got sucked in. Those plays are going to happen. I don't see the same problems that they had with the run fits like 3 years ago, where it felt like there was zero lane integrity. And that same running back, weren't you there, Marsh? Where
I was at that game too.
The DC running back went off.
Yeah,
I don't see the same issues that they had defensively. It's just they got to clean some things up offensively.
It was also announced yesterday officially that the UFL championship game is coming back to St. Louis. They announced that at halftime. June 14th is the UFL championship game, and it will be at the Battle Dome. So hopefully the Battlehawks can find their way in that game, and we can celebrate a victory.
You guys okay?
Well, Jamie gets frustrated when I kind of infringe on his space.
Look at the square footage Carey occupies. He's from the end of the damn desk all the way. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things lined up here. How am I supposed to do my job?
Missed you, Jamie.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
There you go. Okay,
7.
am I infringing upon your area?
No, you're not. In fairness to you, Jamie, you have not infringed.
Carey just dumps all his stuff out here.
I apologize.
I think it's
Inspector
great.
Gadget.
It's
he just keeps
usually,
pulling
here's
things.
the thing. You're on the road often, so I get comfortable spreading out. You know
what? That happens with other people too sometimes.
There you go.
You know, it's not right either way. When someone's on the road, you don't spread out, okay?
You shouldn't do that.
Common courtesy.
Please don't. I'd rather not.
I think it's great and smart that the UFL decided to bring it back to St. Louis.
It's the only move.
I know that. I think ESPN had a big article on how football works in St. Louis. No kidding. No kidding. Of course it works in St. Louis.
What is this?
It was a nice article and all that stuff, but it's like, of course it does. It's a sports city. Give them something to root for. They even had the Rodrigo Blankenship fans highlighted on the broadcast. I mean, he's got his own. The kicker's got its own fan section.
Kickers are important, Carey.
This city has embraced the Battlehawks.
Very important.
Yeah, no kidding.
You guys like people watching? Go to a Battlehawks game. It's incredible. Some of the costumes are incredible.
I saw some pictures and I was entertained.
That's cool.
Yeah. Last thing here. Tell me if this is good for Major League Baseball. Toronto Blue Jays, first place. Detroit Tigers, first place. Los Angeles Angels, first place. And the Dodgers are not in first place. Is that good for Major League Baseball?
Yeah,
we always talk about parity.
Hey, Carey?
There you go, Anthony.
Stop it.
Huh? You happy? Are you not entertained?
I'll be
You're
happy.
not even watching, huh?
I'll be happy when they don't win something big.
I mean, it's still,
In fairness, the Dodgers are 11-6.
Exactly.
They have
got
been
beat up like 16-0 against the
that was tough.
The Cubs.
It's April.
Oh, so it doesn't matter.
Anthony, these games matter.
It matters.
Carey, that's your team. Why are you dogging on them?
I'm just asking a question.
You're a fake fan.
Nah, I watched them play the other day.
How awesome.
He's a fraud, Anthony. He's a fraud.
How awesome would it be if that team didn't make the playoffs? Now, my whole point would be shot to hell.
There you go.
But I'm willing to sacrifice that.
Yeah.
I have been wrong before.
Oh, man.
All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. What can the front office do this season to bring fans back to Busch Stadium? Winning is a cure-all, we know that. But beyond that, is there anything the front office can do? That's next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Carey Davis, and if you are in the market for a new vehicle, maybe you're looking to upgrade the look and feel of your car, well, then reach out to Genesis of St. Charles. They are Missouri's first and only standalone Genesis dealership. They have the largest selection of new Genesis models in stock ready for you to take home today. Stop by and get exclusive in-store offers. If you don't see the model you want or the color you want, they can find it for you. They can help you build your dream Genesis. You just need to reach out to them at genesisofstcharles.com or visit their location, their luxury service at their brand new facility located at 5601 Veterans Memorial Parkway in St. Peters, Missouri, 63376, right off of Mid Rivers Drive and Highway 70. Genesis owners get a complimentary scheduled maintenance for 3 years or 36,000 miles, whichever comes first. And one of the best things that I learned about their cars is you can watch your car being serviced. You can sit in there and see it being serviced. You can enjoy a great cup of coffee, too. Some of the best coffee in St. Louis. Reach out to them today. Go visit their facility right off Mid Rivers or visit them online at genesisofstcharles.com.
I mean, we play for them. I don't know why they're not here. I mean, they have their reason. I'm not saying not, but you guys know that we play for you guys and we need you guys. But you guys give us energy, and one thing that I'm going to say is that don't stop believing in this team, because we have everything in this clubhouse that I'm going to say because I feel like it. We have everything in this club to compete, and the energy that we've been showing from day one until now is amazing.
That's Cardinals catcher, former catcher, now first baseman, Wilson Contreras.
Free agent catcher.
Free agent catcher. Signed him as a catcher. Now he's playing first base.
For big bucks, too. You overpaid? You did. Nobody else offered him anything.
He's a bargain now playing first base. You see some of these contracts that other first basemen are getting? He's a bargain. Yeah, Contreras needing support from the fans. That audio courtesy of KMOV. Is there anything that the front office can do to bring fans in? Because I don't.
No, I don't think there's anything.
Well,
they just got to win games.
What's the game day experience like? Marsha, you were just there. Let's talk about the bobbleheads or giveaways.
What was the giveaway?
The giveaway was so it was pooches at the ballpark. You know,
they gave away dogs?
No, they didn't give away dogs, but they gave away like a dog toy, a little squishy toy, and it had the Cardinals logo on it.
How long did you play with that?
I squeezed it a few times, a couple,
Yeah.
But I don't have a dog, so
you gave it away.
I did not give it away. I still have it.
You're gonna give it away.
I'm looking for the right dog, Anthony.
Okay,
right dog owner.
To give the right dog owner.
A couple of dogs at the Rivers house.
Absolutely,
you know?
yeah. So, nice little gift.
They've got a lot of squeaky things.
Sure.
Yeah. We bought this. So we have a cat now. I don't know if you guys know.
Why'd you do that?
I did see that.
Yeah.
What other?
Well, Ashley's oldest boy is not a dog person.
Got it.
And so he loves cats, so we got him a cat for Christmas. And the cat's name's George. And George is a riot. George thinks he's a dog because he was a kitten when he came in. So, like, when we come home, he comes running to the door with the dogs. He drinks out of the dog's bowl, like all this stuff. But George is a little bit of a terror right now. And so we bought this toy that we found online. It's got this little computerized thing. You charge it and it moves around underneath. George spent 3 hours playing with that thing yesterday. It just buckled him. So now,
that's awesome.
Yeah, so we get good toys there.
In George's defense, George is a dog name, not a cat name.
George is actually a curious monkey name.
That's fair.
Is.
Irv is a curious monkey's name.
Irv is just a companion through and through.
He's a dude.
Yeah. It's just
Cats
a dude.
scare me.
Really?
They do. Like I've been like they're kind of evil at times.
They can be.
Like and so my grandmother used to stay in the city and like we would go through the alley and like the alley it was like bunch of alley. Oh my God. And you had to walk like this is their place. You're just visiting. You had to walk through.
How many hisses did you get?
Man, it was so many cats, man. They like
cats
it was their spot.
The cats that bother me. The girl where I get my hair cut, she got cats at her house. She got a dog too. She's got this one cat. I mean, a beautiful cat. And the cat comes up to you and, like, rubs on your leg and purrs. You're like, oh, man, hi, kitty. And you reach down, and it attacks you.
Yeah.
I'm like, you son of a...
Like they lure you in.
You baited me in for that.
Yep. That's what they want.
The cat's doing its thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't need your interference.
100%.
Yeah.
And so now I avoid that thing like the plague.
Yeah.
And anytime I'm like, don't touch that cat.
Yeah.
Good call.
Dangerous fur.
Yeah. So, I don't think that a cat night bobblehead will work at Busch Stadium.
It's all Marcy's fault.
You asked me a question. I had a great time at the game despite them losing and hitting into 5 double plays.
Yeah, that's
you talked about a dog toy. We just followed the car down the road.
We're still barking.
Yeah. Mike. Anyways, no, I don't think there's anything the front office can do. The players have to win, and I know, right? I know the Twins series. They won 3 games against the Twins, and they just
the Twins
took 2 of 3 against the Phillies. I get it, I do, but you have to do that consistently. And Contreras, hey, yeah, we need you. Okay, great. We need you to play better. You know, I mean, that's just the honest to God truth.
Not him specific.
The Cardinals.
Yeah.
Because nobody's going to sit there and watch.
Nobody cares.
18 runs be scored.
With all due respect, like to get, and I know what Wilson is doing. He's trying to, get the fans' engagement and get them excited, and saying, don't give up on this team. I don't think you should give up on them. I think they have a lot of good pieces in place to be a really good team. Like the hitting has turned around drastically. I love what their approach at the plate. And minus the game on Saturday or a couple of those games where they're not able to score. Those happen, right? But offensively, they have been fun to watch. But then when you get games where you give up 18 runs or you have a Miles Michaelis, I think it's the same game, you have a performance where you're like, what's going on here? Or you have a Fetty performance, you're like, oh, what's going on here? That's what makes people, and you couple that with what has happened over the last couple of years, you don't have high expectations for this team. Like next year, the Blues are going to be, the expectations are going to be through the roof for that team.
Playoffs, like, it's got to be.
That's the expectation. Like, you should be making a playoff push because of what you saw this year. The Cardinals haven't shown you anything over the last couple of years that make you say, yeah, I can get behind this thing. No, you're not going to get behind. You're going to have to show me that you are actually capable of doing this for 162 games. And if not, why would I show up?
Just a quick question for all of us here, for you guys, for me. Do you find that the Cardinals games have been exciting to watch? Because
I feel like they've been more exciting than in years past.
Well, because I talk about the beginning of the season when they had 10 hits and I don't know how many straight games, the offense going. The bats dried up the other day. Whatever. It's going to happen. It's just the way it is.
Sure.
But do you care? Like, of course you want the Cardinals to win, but do you care if it's 6-5 games, 7-4 games? Like, do you?
I do. I want to see runs.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I want to see the team I'm cheering for hit with runners in scoring position and not hit into 5 double plays and leave 13 men on base. Like, I want to see, and again, that's a one-off game, but I want to see a team that has the ability to score runs and maybe, I don't want to ask too much, limit scoring on the opposition.
And on the defensive side, too, guys, like, Victor Scott is fun to watch in center field. There's not a ball that's hit that I don't think he can get to.
Yeah.
Mason Wynn, same thing there.
Right.
Like, they've got some pieces where it's like, and Nolan Arenado, even though he's, getting up there in age, he's still fun to watch defensively. So I think there are pieces that are in place to make this an enjoyable product to go to the ballpark.
Yeah. Look, fans are going to show up when the team strings together. And I mean, I don't know. I don't want to put a number on it, but if after May, they got a winning record, they're 5 games up, they're 10, 6 or 7 games up, 10 games up, people will start to pack it in. They're not going to go just because they swept the Twins and took 2 of 3 to the Phillies. There's no amount of like the game time. I know they've played around with the game times to get opportunities for families to go down. It doesn't matter. They've done things with the tickets. The product has to be entertaining. And Jamie, I think you're right. I think there's semblance of a good product there, but
even a fun product.
Yeah. But it really just comes down to winning. I think everybody would be excited if they were. What's the best record in baseball right now?
Well, it's got to be the Padres. No,
Padres 13-3.
13-3.
If the Cardinals were 13-3 right now and they were winning games 2-1, people would go. People would start to filter in a little bit.
I don't think so.
A little bit.
It
wouldn't be packed. I think they'd start to show up.
Even if they were winning in the manner in which they're winning now, the runs that they're scoring, I think it's going to take more than 10 games, 20 games. I think you're going to have to get until mid-July where you're first place and you're scoring runs at the clip that you're 7 runs a game, and then your pitching is like you are going to have to show these people that you are worthy of them spending their hard-earned money on it.
That's fair. My main point on that was I don't think it matters if they score 7 runs or 2 runs a game if they're winning. I think fans get behind whatever style it is.
Yeah.
For example, the Blues. We're tough, we're physical. That's how they were winning. If they were scoring five goals a night and they were explosive offensively, not great defensively, but they're still winning, we're fast, we're explosive. Like, I think fans will absorb whatever identity the team has.
I got to ask you guys a question. The Chicago Cubs are first in the National League in runs scored.
Bums.
Where do you think the Cardinals rank in the National League? I mean, you got Padres, Dodgers.
Runs scored?
Yes.
I'd say 13th.
Okay.
No.
Oh, no.
In the National League?
Oh, National League?
National
Yeah,
League?
Oh, my bad.
Not in the whole league, the National.
7.
They're top 5.
7.
I would say 3rd.
Okay. They're tied for 2nd.
Wow.
82 runs. They've got more runs than the Giants, the Dodgers, the Padres, as far as runs scored. So,
Suck on
if
that.
we're talking about an exciting product, if you like runs scored, Carey Davis,
I want to show up.
then you're going to go watch the game a little bit.
Yeah. How are they in the other column?
What, the...
Runs allowed?
Yeah.
Man, nobody's counting.
Hang on. Runs allowed. They are 78 runs allowed. I don't know where that puts them. It puts them 3rd in the Central Division. It put them 4th in the NL West, and it put them in 4th in the NL East. So, not great.
I ultimately don't think it comes down to the team itself, like the players. I really do think it's the front office, and that's why the question was posed that way. I think people just don't want to go because they are boycotting the front office in a sense.
For now, but I think they'll show up.
Well,
They'll show up if their Cardinals start winning.
Well,
I don't think there's any question about that.
I think some people have this, this thought process of, well, I want them to do what I think is best for the team, which is bring up McGreevy, bring up, Quinn Matthews, fix the starting rotation. Now, the starting rotation this time around, they're pretty decent, but how long will that last? We don't know. We have yet to see it. But if they start making those moves and start bringing in those pitchers, I think people will start to trust the front office a little bit more, and maybe that will produce some wins, at least in their eyes, which would in turn bring them back to the ballpark.
I'm still of the belief it doesn't really matter how it looks. It just needs to be done. They just need to start winning. I think we all are like, well, they should do this, that, and the other thing. But winning is the cure-all. And if they start winning, it's just a big, hey, we're doing it the way we're doing it, and people will get on board.
See, I think that's where I disagree. I think it would have to be something of shock value, shock and awe. I don't think winning
Even
games...
if they're winning?
Yeah. I don't think winning games 2-1...
So you don't think winning is a cure-all?
I think winning and scoring a lot something that brings you excitement, yeah, I think that matters. I think winning 7-1 versus winning 2-1 would be more exciting and bring people to watch.
Like a dominant team.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think 2-1 gets butts in seats. 10-1, 7-1, 5-1, 6-2. I think that gets more butts in seats.
We got to get to JR, but I think we should revisit this. Yeah. Go ahead, Marsh. Real quick.
Yeah, to when we do revisit this, the 314 says, I don't think it's winning. I don't think the fans are coming back until Mo leaves.
And there's that.
Let's open it up again. But we got to get to Jeremy Rutherford. We'll talk to our Blues insider next about season's on the line basically tomorrow night against Utah. We'll pick Jared's brain about that game and more next on 101 ESPN.
It's time for the Rutherford Report on 101 ESPN.
Anything you folks want to know about the fascinating world of pro hockey, here we go.
Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Let's head to the Collier and Thompson phone line where we got our guy Jeremy Rutherford at JP Rutherford on X. If you want to give him a follow there, he covers the Blues for The Athletic and he's our Blues insider. JR, appreciate you. Thanks for coming on. We had this conversation earlier about the Blues and whether or not Seattle maybe they found something in the Blues game to attack. Did you feel like maybe the Kraken got a good look at what the blueprint is and how to stop it?
Not necessarily. I just think with the Blues, they haven't looked the same. And talked to Jim Montgomery a little bit about that today, and you guys probably talked about it. Puck pressure. I just haven't seen the same forecheck the past few games. And against good teams, Winnipeg and Edmonton, sometimes that's going to be hard to show up, but it should show up against a Seattle team in a game like that, and it didn't. And so they need to get back to that, I think. And so, plus you look at that Schwartz goal, that could be scored any time of the year. I don't know that anything Seattle did really stuck out to me in that regard.
JR, when you're talking about, the way things are going right now, you said you're talking to Jim Montgomery. He says, we haven't been doing this, haven't been doing that. Is there any solutions that he's talking about? Is it anything that he said is like, hey, we're going to go back to doing this, or I talked about this with the guys today?
Right. So I asked him that question, and the way I phrased it, Jamie, was, so how do you feel like the things that you were doing well got away from you? How do you get back to them? And he said, look, it's just hard to play really great hockey for 82 games. And I know, might not be the answer that we're all looking for here, but they feel like what's happened in the past, you hit the reset. Everybody's going to be up for a big game tomorrow, but obviously you get into a game that is your season on the line, and you're going to have to play the way they did during that 12-game winning streak, and not necessarily at the end of it. Like Jim Montgomery said today, they're not just results-oriented. They saw in the last couple wins of that winning streak that things weren't great. So, I guess speaking for him a little bit, the puck pressure, the forecheck that we saw, the play around their own net, I don't think has been nearly good enough. And we've seen some turnovers from some key veterans, I feel like, during these 3 games during the skid. So, those are the things that they're going to have to do well, regardless of what's happened in the past.
JR, are we taking for granted the loss of Dylan Holloway and how impactful his play has been? This team obviously lost those 3 games in a row, but since he got injured, they had an overtime win in Pittsburgh and then allowed the 4 goals to get allow Colorado back into that game. Are we just not taking too much into consideration how much the loss of Dylan Holloway is really impacting this team?
Yeah, he just means a ton, and, obviously all the sense around the organization is that, he's going to be out a while. So, in terms of, you get a lot of questions about what's the injury, what's the update. I guess the best way to put it right now is that you don't expect him to be back anytime soon. And so the Blues are going to have to figure it out. Look, there's guys throughout the 16 teams that are going to be in the playoffs that they're going to be missing key players. And so you look at Holloway, and he's a big loss for the Blues. And 2 things it does for me watching the Blues this year with Dylan Holloway is just the tenacity, the speed, the doggedness that you lose without that player, and he brings some other players into the fight with him. And then secondly, CD is the trickle-down effect. Like, you have a great situation with Holloway and Shen and Kyrou, and now you try to mix and match and put some guys in some spots, but they might be different types of players than Holloway, which they probably are, and so the line just doesn't look the same. And now you're the head coach, and it's the second period, and you're chasing. You got to try to find that chemistry. So I think that's going to be the toughest part, along with that tenacity that he brings trying to replace Dylan Holloway.
JR, are you a little surprised that they haven't given Zach Bolduc a run on that left wing with Shen and Kyrou? Because when I look at Zach Bolduc, if you're looking for a very similar player to Dylan Holloway, speed, skill, goal scoring, physicality, to me, he checks all the same boxes. Is he the same player? Probably not, but pretty close. Are you a little surprised they haven't tried that?
Yeah, a little surprised, and that's probably something we could have asked specifically. What I've gotten out of it, the conclusion I've drawn there, Riv, is that he really likes that third line, as it's assembled with Joseph and Sundqvist. I can't count the times in the past couple of weeks. Jim Montgomery said, I really love that 70s line. So, I don't know that it's much a matter of they don't want Bolduc on that line that you're talking about. It's just that they feel they're a better team with them on that third line.
Jeremy Rutherford joins us right now in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. What do you think the most interesting aspect about tomorrow night's game is, JR, outside the fact that if the Blues obviously win in regulation, they're in?
It's just mind-numbing to think that we're here for Game 82, head to the postseason if you win in regulation. Like, I asked Jim Montgomery this question. I don't know if you guys have touched on it. Like, third period, if you win in regulation, you go, right? If you win in overtime, Calgary still has a chance to come back and bite you. And so in the third period, let's say you're 2-2 or whatever, are you playing for the win in the last 5 minutes? And, Jim Montgomery said, we always coach to win. He said you obviously can't go offense and go for the win in regulation and then at the cost of giving up a goal and now you lose the game. So I understand that. But this game, 2 months ago, we didn't think that this team would be even sniffing a playoff chance. And then for it to come down to the last game of the regular season, I just think the energy in that building is going to be off the charts. Talking to Robert Thomas, Braden Shen, Jordan Bennington today, everybody seems amped up. So, Blues fans are in for a treat if they get what everybody expects to happen tomorrow night against Utah.
All right, JR, we talked about it. The obviously tomorrow's a critical game. Name me one player not named Jordan Bennington that has to perform outstanding for this team to take home the win.
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say, CD, maybe a cop-out here, but Robert Thomas. He's been the guy throughout this entire stretch who's played phenomenal. And Jim Montgomery said it today. Look, our rise and us going skyward began with Robert Thomas and Pavel Buchnevich and their production going skyward. So, Colton Parayko's back in the lineup. That's great. I think that you look at your forward group, and you do need these guys to step up. Like, you need Zach Bolduc to be the guy he's been here the past few months of the season. You need some of these other guys to play well. But I would say Robert Thomas, if he's in Robert Thomas form the way he has been for a long stretch now, outside of Jordan Bennington, he's got to be the guy.
JR, the D pairs today saw Fowler, Parayko, Broberg back, which is great, Justin Falk, then Suter and Leddy on the third pair. Any surprise with that at all? Any surprise that Tyler Tucker came out?
Yeah, a little bit, Riv. And we talked about that. I think you asked me the question a couple weeks ago, who's going to come out? And I said, I guess we'll find out, right? Like, it's hard to I felt like Nick Leddy would stay in the lineup because of his experience. And I felt like Tucker might be the guy that comes out, even though he's played so well. And when you think playoffs, you think the way Tyler Tucker plays, right? So I think Blues fans, probably not excited that Tyler Tucker's coming out. But what Jim Montgomery said today is for tomorrow night, we're going to go with the experience. And I just added it up. We'll have a little graphic and buried in the story that I write. But, 5,500 regular season games.
Well, that's it.
for that group. For that top six with Leddy and, Fowler and Suter and so on and so forth. So, we'll see what happens tomorrow. They get into the playoffs. If Tucker doesn't find his way into the playoffs, but they're going to go with Nick Leddy in that third pair tomorrow instead of Tucker.
Well, it should be interesting. I know you'll be there, JR. We'll talk to you again next week. Hopefully we're discussing a playoff series next Monday.
Sounds good. Appreciate it. Yeah, we'll look forward to it. And, it's, in this business, you sit here and say, am I going to be covering a playoff series next week? Or is it, time to start thinking about the summer move? So we'll find out tomorrow night, maybe.
Hopefully that those summer plans get delayed a little bit, JR.
Sounds good. Yep. I'm all for that.
All right. Thanks, bud. We'll see you.
All right. See you guys.
That's Jeremy Rutherford here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Andrew Marsh. We'll, of course, have the game for you, the Blues and the Utah Hockey Club. Pre-game at 6, puck drops at 7, and if the Blues win in regulation, they will secure a playoff spot.
Let's go, Blues. Let's go, baby.
Let's go, Blues.
Come on, guys. Stop for a second.
Let's roll.
How awesome is that going to be tomorrow night, that game?
It's going to be...
let's take the outcome
playoff atmosphere
out of it, but... The Enterprise is going to be rocking. Mm-hmm. The fans have been unreal all year, quite honestly, but certainly the homestand that they've had here, the success that they've had at home ice, but also those who can't make it. You'll be sitting on the edge of your seat.
No doubt.
It's going to be fun.
That's a playoff game.
It is.
It's going to be amped up down between the benches.
You're going to get out there, aren't you?
I want to, yeah. I would love that. Yeah. I don't think they would love that.
No, I don't think so. I wouldn't do it. I'm just saying,
I wouldn't do it.
You want to get out there.
I'm trying not to get fired.
Yeah, cool.
That's a good way.
Yeah.
All right, so we were having a kind of an interesting conversation about the Cardinals, and it looks like I might be in the minority when it comes to the points I was making about winning.
I think I'm in the minority here.
Well, no.
Carey, I don't
the
like you saying
Cardinals conversation.
True.
In the studio.
We were talking about baseball.
Baseball, that conversation.
I was confused. I wasn't locked in. I was doing
We don't see it that way, Carey.
Yeah, we don't at all. Good call, Jamie.
Especially Lincoln.
Especially Lincoln.
Especially my
little guy Lincoln. Yeah. We got proof. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Anyways, we're having a conversation about the Cardinals and the attendance and what's it going to take. And I said, eventually, if they do enough winning, it doesn't matter how it looks. And Carey disagreed, and I think some texters also disagreed. So, will it matter how it looks for the Cardinals as long as they're winning? Will people show back up? That's next on 101 ESPN.
Circa Sports Illinois, the app, it is out. It is available on their website, and you can also find it in the App Store. What do I love about the Circa Sports app? I love that they have the best odds. Out of any app that's out there, I've said this before, go prove it to yourself. Download any other app, check the odds, and then check the odds over at Circa Sports. You're getting better odds for sure with Circa. Now, what that means is you're getting better payouts too, and that's awesome. When you make a bet, you should get more money for it, and that's what Circa wants you to. They want you to feel that old school Vegas style betting, and that's why they do things the right way. They also got great lines for all their futures bets. They've got tight money line splits. They've got the player props, the parlays, all the fun things that are available. They got high betting limits too, so that adds another element to it. And I know myself, I'm looking around the NHL. Love playing the NHL. And I'm looking at Dallas at minus 115 tonight against Detroit at minus 105. Detroit is eliminated right now from the playoffs. Can't imagine how hard they're going to play. So I would go Dallas on the money line, and you can place that bet over in Circa Sports Illinois. So please don't miss out on the action. Download Bet Like a Pro with your Circa Sports Illinois app today. Join in on all the excitement. If you or someone you know may have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Blues lose on Saturday to the Seattle Kraken in a shootout. 4-3 the final. They have a chance to clinch a playoff spot with a regulation win tomorrow night against the Utah Hockey Club. You can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. The Cardinals took care of business against the Philadelphia Phillies this weekend. 2 of 3 against the Phils. Capped off with a 7-0 victory yesterday. The Cards will take on the Houston Astros tonight. First pitch is at 6:45. Sonny Gray going up against Framber Valdez. Yesterday, the Battlehawks lost to the DC Defenders by a final score of 27-15, and City SC dropped one to Columbus as well, 2-1 final. We were talking earlier about fans going back to the ballpark. What's going to get you to go to the ballpark? Is it the winning of the Cardinals? Is it something else to do with the front office? We'll continue that conversation next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center Update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Anthony, you are so right tonight, but you've been so wrong for so long.
Can we play that again, please? I have to hear that
I was
again.
so excited.
I was too. That's why I wasn't really listening.
Anthony, you are so right tonight, but you've been so wrong for so long.
That might be a crap sandwich.
That's the ultimate.
Yeah.
It's already been said.
Right.
Faced.
That's a double-decker.
Yeah, that's an ultimate.
But generally speaking, you're wrong.
Yeah. Thanks, Janet.
I wonder what she's talking about.
I just think in general I've been wrong.
The way she said you're so right tonight, though?
Yeah, tonight, though.
I was like, whoa.
Did Janet just leave that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, I appreciate you, Janet. At least the first part of that comment.
At least she's honest.
You're right about that. We love Janet. So Janet left us a Scott Lee Heating Company mic drop via the Dobbs Star and Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Cha-ching.
Damn. Marcy was asleep that time.
That's all right. He's doing all kinds of stuff.
I was doing rotator cuff.
I'm just reading all these text messages.
Okay.
So we got into this conversation about the fans because Will Contreras made the comments. And look, hey, what is he supposed to say? He wants fans to be there. He wants fans to be packed. And Carey, you and I were on opposite ends of this, and I wonder where Jamie is and Marsh is, and I feel like Marsh, you're more on Carey's side of the argument. But for me, let me be clear. I'm not talking about winning a series. I'm not even talking about winning a couple of weeks. I'm talking about like 2 months,
mid-July,
of pretty consistent winning. I wouldn't even say mid-July.
Early August. For me, I think that's where we are.
Oh, okay. Either way, like whatever the cutoff. My point is, it's not going to be a week. It's not even going to be a month.
Oh, no.
But I do think that if
so negative,
the Cardinals were to start winning, all of this. Well, I'm not showing up because I don't like what Mo does, or I'm not showing up because Ollie doesn't make the right decisions, or I'm not showing up because they don't score 5-6 runs a game. I think all that goes away. I really do. I think winning is the only thing that will get fans to consistently show back up.
We did get a text from Vizini. I think I'm saying that correctly. I gave up my season tickets 2 years ago after 30 years. Part of it was baseball itself and the three outcome at bats. And the other part was I did not think I was getting value for my seats. I felt I was being taken for granted. I will say that I enjoy the brand of baseball being put out on the field right now, and I'm considering buying a 10-game package.
Ooh.
I think those feelings are completely validated or valid. I do. if you're the front office and you've been like, let's just win enough, boys. I don't blame this texter for feeling that way at all. Again, though, I do think, regardless of how it looks, if they start to compile wins, people will show back up. 2-1, 7-1, it won't matter. But
yeah,
Carey, I think you completely disagree.
I think it would be feeling like it's fool's gold, right? I think because we've seen the pitching staff kind of have their blow-ups. Right now, they are what, 7 and 8?
Yeah,
they're a game under 500.
One game out of second place.
And also in fourth place at the same time.
I like how you reframe that.
You are a politician. That's a great spin.
That was really funny.
You're welcome.
I think it has to look a certain way. I think people have to see it, and it has to be in dominating fashion. I don't know that, I just don't feel like winning games 2-1. I think it's too close, and I think watching the staff and if they have one of those nights, it could turn on you really quickly. So for me, I think it has to go into mid-July, late July of success, and winning games convincingly. And I also don't think that that's possible because it's baseball. It's tough to do, and you don't have the Los Angeles Dodgers roster, which is bought and paid for, which Anthony likes to remind us.
For it. Yeah. So here's where I'm at on it, Carey. And I'm just going to disagree with you a little bit because although I love the way the Cardinals are playing, as far as like the offense, like it's exciting to watch that. I think Anthony's right. Like,
you would.
No, I do. Because Cardinals fans, how can you, if you have a team that's winning, I don't think people care how they're winning. I just don't. Like, if you know you can go to the ballpark, no, I don't want your money, Carey. Plus, $10 is not swaying me, man. Add a few more zeros to that. Oh, $11. I was way off. That's some good.
This is the first time I have ever seen a host try to buy an opinion.
Gosh,
Carey, honestly.
$11.
Well done.
Nobody was supposed to know that but you and I.
I doubt you, okay?
Okay.
I've got morals, okay? Somewhere. But I just think Cardinals fans love winning baseball. And a lot of the purists will be like, we don't care. Like, we go back to Whitey ball. No, we won 2-1. We won 3-2. We won 4-2. We squeaked out a bunt. We stole a base. Like, they're just going to show up because they're going to love the fact that the Cardinals are winning. Mm-hmm. That's my thoughts. Marshy, you could be a little bit of a tiebreaker here, or you could make it even up here.
I think it depends on who it is. I think there's some people that are set in stone with they do not want to support the organization as a whole.
Carey.
Jamie.
Because Mo and Ollie are still in their respected positions. And so they might just wait the year out, see how things go, watch from their couch. And once next year rolls around, maybe Ollie's still here, maybe he's not. Mo moving on, then they'll come back to the ballpark. There are some people that they just don't want to have any part of it. They don't want to keep giving the DeWitts money if they're not going to do anything with it.
So who do you think, if you had to do the podium, first, second, third place, who do you think the Cardinals fans hate the most in third place between the DeWitts, Mo, and Ollie?
Ooh. Wow.
That is a very good question.
That's a great question.
I think it's the
DeWitts.
It's the DeWitts.
In third place?
Yes.
I do
goes
too.
DeWitts, Ollie, Mo.
I agree.
So wait,
I'm with
and that's
third
completely
place.
wrong.
So let's go back to no first place.
Mo.
Most hated.
Yes.
I know where you're going with this.
Okay, and Ollie's second.
Yep.
Yes.
I think
And the
so.
DeWitts third.
100%.
I think you guys are all on crack.
No, I think that's what it is.
The DeWitts
It's not
are
what
number
it
one.
should be.
No.
Because what's the number one thing they say? The Cardinals don't spend.
Yeah,
But then they
unlike-
equate that to Mo.
They equate that to
blame
Mo.
Mo.
Okay, but they're wrong. We're equating it to Mo.
You're absolutely right, but I still think
They still blame him.
They don't like Mo.
Right.
And Mo is like, it ain't my fault. I ain't got the money.
Not my wallet.
The hell you yelling at me for?
And I think Ollie would be third on this list.
I don't know,
you're
man.
wrong,
You got to look
brother.
at the internet.
I read a lot about the DeWitts.
Mo and Ollie are.
I think the DeWitts are, Jamie, to your
1A,
point,
1B.
I think the DeWitts are like catching up ground.
I think they have to be number one because they hired Mo.
They should be number one.
I don't think they are.
That kind of blew up in my face on exercise.
They should be number one. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But I don't know if
Just blame Ollie for everything.
Oh, yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, first, second, third, Ollie.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that are texting in saying it's the DeWitts are number one.
Sam in the St. Pete says, agree with Jamie. Splashback Dew says, Ollie gets shrapnel more because he's the day-to-day guy.
And because Mo hired him.
Yeah.
If I don't know, Tony La Russa hired Ollie, people would like Ollie. Well, it must be something he likes about that guy.
Right.
But Mo hired Ollie. Oh, he's a yes man. He's a puppet. He's terrible. He's never,
totally.
Yes.
I think
narratives are real.
I think it's wild.
Yeah.
They're all disliked for different reasons, right? The DeWitts because they don't spend. Mo because
he doesn't spend whatever he gets wisely.
Well, and people think that he talks down to the fan base. And Ollie because they don't agree with his decision making. They think he's a puppet.
Right.
Those are three different things, but they're all kind of in the same bag.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of support in the text line.
But I think there's a lot of different
in this
opinions.
Well, you did. Just not the support you were looking for.
Jeez.
All
Carey
right.
tried to give me $11.
It was 12, actually.
It was 12? You got it up to 12?
You added another dollar?
Wow.
You got any pocket change, too?
Not right now. Get to you later. Gotcha.
Yeah, just to put a bow on this, I think anybody that is saying that they have to win a certain way and then I'll show back up is full of crap. They're not being honest.
You just have to be making friends.
Sorry. Forget I said the first part. They're not being honest. And they're full of crap.
There you go.
Yeah.
You said it.
You know what I mean? Like, no, I won't be there. If they're in first place by, like they're up 10 games in first place in August, like you're going to be there.
618 said, Michael is my number 3.
Who would be the 618's?
Well, he said
podium?
the DeWitts are number 1.
Okay.
Michaelis is clearly number 3.
Who's 2?
Ollie is not.
I think it's Mo.
Here it is. Mo. Here we go. Mo is 1. DeWitt's 2nd. Ollie's not on the podium. Michaelis is number 3.
618's not that far off, though.
Interesting. All right. Good stuff there.
Okay. That was a fun exercise.
It really was. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Speaking of the Cardinals, did the starting rotation answer our questions this weekend? Or is there still more to prove? Well, you know the answer to that. That's next on 101 ESPN.
All right, St. Louis, listen up. If you're thinking about selling your home, you don't want it to sit on the market. You don't want to lose money. You don't want to be asking friends who might know something about real estate. No, you want to trust the best in the business, and that is Gloria Liu. With your home sold guaranteed realty, here's a couple reasons why you should call Gloria. She has been in the business for well over 20 years. She understands the market here in St. Louis. She understands that each zip code carries a different price tag here in the St. Louis area. And she also knows exactly how to put your house on the market, what you need to do to upgrade it and to sell it quickly. So please give her a call. She is the best. And let's not forget, she's got a database too with thousands of buyers that she can direct to your listing. Obviously, it's going to depend on the price tag of your home, but she's got these people who are going to drive people to your listing. So please pick up the phone, call Gloria Liu, tell her Jamie Rivers sent you in. Her number is 314-325-6888. Again, that number is 314-325-6888, or you can always visit gloriahasthebuyers.com.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. The starting rotation. Has it answered any questions thus far, or is there still a lot more to prove? I think we know, even with some of the decent numbers from over the weekend, even against a Phillies team that is loaded, this rotation still has a lot to prove. Love what Liberatore did yesterday. We didn't open the show with, but we talked about it in the first hour. I loved what Liberatore did. Palante looked good, and I think Carey Davis did a remarkable job describing Miles Michaelis' performance.
It wasn't terrible.
It wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible. Now, that's perfect.
It's nice.
You described it. You described it perfectly.
It's accurate.
Scott Singer tweeted this out. Third time through the rotation for Gray, Fetty, Palante, Liberatore. 24 innings, 8 hits allowed, 1 run allowed, 7 walks, 17 strikeouts, 0.37 ERA. Look good. But one time, it's there's nothing settled here with this pitching staff. We were just complaining a week and a half ago about how bad it was. So, yeah, there's still a lot to prove, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, it's still early in the season. I think right now we can safely say that the lineup has been, the part of the team that's carrying the games and allowing them to win games. The bullpen has struggled at times. Miles Michaelis has had a rough outing. Fetty has had a rough outing. But if they are able to give you, I know, I hate it. Yeah, give me 6 innings. I can't do 5. 5 is not enough. Palante gave you 7. I would love that. At least give me 7. Give me 8. Hell, give me a complete game. I don't. Maybe I'm asking too much. Sorry.
Did
I go too far? Okay.
Complete game. What are you talking about? You might as well look for aliens at this point.
Might as well.
He started off fine. He's like, I can't say 5. I got to go 6, and then all of a sudden he's up to a complete game.
I got greedy. I did.
He went for 9.
What do you want these guys to pitch?
I do. I mean, that's what they're getting paid to do.
It's ridiculous. Continue, Carey.
6 innings, bare minimum. Get me to the 6th inning. 5 1/3, 5 2/3, whatever. But give me that, and I'll feel better. But I think because the bullpen to me is still a bit of a mystery. We don't know exactly. They sent Roy Croft out of here. They said, "Okay, thank you for your services. We'll
found the problem."
Yeah, I don't know that's it, right? So. I think that they still have some things to clean up.
Got better.
Maybe.
Just saying.
But for me, it's give me 6 innings from the starters, and I can figure it out from that point on.
And we can talk.
Yeah, I know 8th and 9th inning is covered.
For the most part.
I'm cool, and then I can figure out the correct matchup for that 7th inning if need be. But you're getting paid to not just give me 5 innings. Not give me 4 1/3.
Technically, they're being paid as a starter. There's no definition as to how long that start is.
They didn't open up the first inning.
I'm old school. I like my pitchers to go deep in games. Yep. That's what they're paid for. Jamie?
Some can't.
Some should.
They
all can.
I don't know. Some of them go deeper than others, for sure.
Exactly. And we, as the Cardinals, need pitchers that can go deep.
We do.
What were your...
It sure would help.
Carey, I know you had some observations on Andre Palante over the weekend.
I thought he did great. I mean, he gave you 7 innings, which is, again, unheard of, right? You got mad. I went way too deep the last time. Gave you 7 innings. He's been pitching well. He's been performing well. And I think he's leading. He's second on the team in innings pitched, and he's number 1 on the team in ERA. Right, so he's giving you, and my question going into the offseason, going into this season during spring training, one of the questions was, maybe Palante isn't there, maybe Liberatore isn't there. You're going to have Michaelis, you're going to have Fetty, you're going to have Steven Matz, and you might be looking at a situation where Palante or Liberatore are fighting for that 5th spot. This, to me, is why would that even be a question? I thought Palante was your best pitcher the second half of last season and earned. We often talk about guys earning the right to play every day. Brendan Donovan has earned the right to play every day. He's not out of the lineup. I don't give a damn what else goes on. Figure out everything else around him, but he's going to play.
Yeah.
He's earned that right because he's shown up every day and had success. Andre Palante, in my opinion, did the same thing last year down the end of the stretch, down the stretch of the season.
He did exactly what you wanted him to do.
And so coming into this season, the question marks being around him were kind of strange.
Well, I think those questions started to arise when he had a rough spring. It started the offseason. I think that they were like, hey, listen, you've earned a spot. I think those questions started to emerge when he wasn't good in the spring. Fortunately, though, they said they had enough trust in him, and now they're reaping the rewards, at least early on.
Yeah, and that pissed me off, quite honestly, in spring training, that there were some people had the wrong, Palante shouldn't make this rotation. I go back every single time. That guy has done nothing but everything the organization's ever asked him to do.
Seriously.
And they have bopped him around all over the place, from the bullpen to starting to bullpen to closer to starter. And he was probably your most consistent pitcher in the second half of the season. Was he your best? The numbers probably don't bear that out, but I believe he was the most consistent. Like, you knew what you were getting out of Palante every time you got the ball.
Definitely.
So I'm fine with Palante. I'd love to see Liberatore keep doing what he's doing. Fetty looks like he's got certain things figured out. Looks fine. Sonny Gray, fine. You really only have one issue right now that has question marks, and that's Miles Michaelis.
Who wasn't terrible.
But here's the poison, though, guys. Like, he has one game that's not terrible, and now you're like, okay, maybe we should figure some things out.
Right.
And then he goes out and blows up next start.
That's correct.
And then maybe a so-so one, and then he has another not terrible. He's like, oh, yeah, he thinks he's moving in the right He hangs on enough. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what you're saying, you sound like Mo right now, is what I'm envisioning. You know what I mean? Mo is like, hey, not bad. And then it's a terrible start. It's like, and then not bad. And then he just stays in the rotation.
I call those players poison. Yeah. And I don't mean it like in a mean way.
Like they're cancer, and they're not cancer.
Not cancer. No. But like poison. Because even like hockey players who have one game, like, whoa. And then you're like 5-6 games later, they're just not good at all. But then the seventh, whoa.
There was a player for me that last year had to correct me on. That's Callie Rosen.
Yeah.
I was high on Callie.
CD wanted to give him an 8-year deal.
I was like, this guy. All he does is he's great. I don't know if I want to give him 8 years. It ain't my money, so hell yeah, give him 8 years. Pay everybody.
I educated Carey.
8 years.
I informed Carey.
8 and 8.
This isn't the Dodgers.
Yeah, it is.
Callie Rosen did a really good job at what he was asked to do.
I was excited.
But there were a whole league of teams that didn't take Callie Rosen. They didn't. There's
what do they know,
reason.
Jamie? What the hell do they know?
Yeah, Carey saw something.
Carey saw a guy that played well for a very short period of time, and good on Callie Rosen. I think he's an unbelievable dude. He did exactly what he was asked to do.
Yeah.
But he wasn't a top 4 defenseman like CD wanted to make him.
I think that's fair. We've got the Gauntlet next in the Fast Lane.
Hey, it's Carey Davis for Window Nation, and April is a great time to spruce up things around your home. Maybe like getting rid of those old, ugly, drafty, hard-to-open windows and starting fresh, especially during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale that is going on now. There's no limit to how much you can save, and if you buy a house full of windows, they'll include a free entry door as well. You'll get 0% financing, 0 down, 0 payments, and you can get new windows and pay nothing until 2027. And how do you do that? Window Nation partners with the top window manufacturers in the country and to build their high quality specs, and they are giving the savings on to you. You'll protect your home with some of the best windows you can buy at a fraction of the cost from some of those other brands. Just imagine what you could do with all that extra money, but you need to hurry. The sale ends soon, so don't miss your chance to take advantage of the Buy 4, Get 4 free. Pay nothing until 2027. All you need to do is schedule your in-home estimate at 866-90Nation or visit them online. Again, those windows you can get 4, pay 4, buy 4, get 4 free, and pay nothing until 2027. Visit them today online at windownation.com or call them at 866-90Nation.
warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Let's bring on Kevin. What's up, Kevin?
Hey, Anthony. How are you, sir?
Doing great, man. Appreciate you listening.
Oh, my.
It was... probably just rolls off the
Anthony,
tongue.
I got a present coming for you guys in like 2 weeks. You cracked me up with that flea bag comment, and I made you guys a bumper sticker.
Nice.
All right.
Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, for those that missed.
Nissan Pathfinder.
Yeah, that's right. It looked great on the Pathfinder. You kidding me? Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, so
Don't
for
find
those...
those in the cornfield.
No, you wouldn't. That's right. 800 new end-use vehicles at all in one location, Jamie, out in Herculaneum. Pathfinders, Rogues, Altimas. They got them all.
Awesome.
Great financing, too. All right. Anyways, Kevin, would you like to take on Marsh, CD, Jamie, or me today?
But let's do Jamie.
Yes! Jamie just got done saying, he's like, I haven't played in a while. I want to play.
I feel like Kevin's going to pick me.
All right. So, Jamie, head to the Cone of Silence.
TV, and I lost Marshy, so I thought Jamie would be a good one.
Okay. All right. I like this.
All right, Kev. Good luck, buddy.
Thanks, Jamie.
All right, so Jamie's heading to the Cone of Silence. Kevin, go ahead and tell Marsh to spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel, Marshy.
What are we hoping for, Kev?
Anything but hockey.
I don't blame you on that.
Oh, well.
No, it's
Oh,
not
here you
hockey,
go.
is it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It is? Are you serious?
Unfortunately.
It is.
Oh,
He's not
well,
joking.
this has been fun, boys.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, that's tough.
Really?
I'm taking my bumper sticker back.
Yeah.
Anthony, would I lie to you?
Yes. No. And I wish you were lying now, but...
Not.
Okay, well, Kevin, hey, let's go.
Let's go.
You got this.
Yep.
4 questions, all hockey. All worth 2 points unless you ask for the options. If you ask for the options, those questions become worth 1 point. Are you ready?
Yep.
Question 1. As of April 11th, which Central Division player leads the league in shots on goal this season?
I can never remember. Is that the red or the white? I'll have to go with the options on this one.
Nathan McKinnon, Leon Draisaitl, or Philip Forsberg?
The first two sound like this sounds like to be the third one. Let's go with number 3.
Philip Forsberg. Final answer?
Yeah, final.
Question number 2. Name the 2 teams that traded away their captain during the season.
The 2 teams that traded away their captain. Let's go the options again.
Is it the Islanders and Bruins? Option B, the Rangers and Islanders, or option C, the Bruins and the Rangers?
Well, Marchand wasn't the captain. I think he was assistant. So let's go with the second one.
Final answer?
Final. Yep.
Question number 3. Only 2 players this season have scored 4 goals in a game. Scott Lawton did it back in December. Which other player did it on April 9th?
Options.
Options are Joel Eriksson Ek, Kirill Kaprizov, or Macklin Celebrini.
Let's go with Celebrini, just because it sounds cool.
Final answer?
Final. Yep.
All right, Kevin. Final question. How many hat tricks have been scored this season by the Blues? How many hat tricks have been scored this season by the Blues?
Go with the options again.
Sure. 2, 3, or 4?
Let's go with 4.
Final answer?
Final. Yep.
All right. We'll bring back Jamie from the Cone of Silence right now. Kev, how you feeling?
Is that a real question, Anthony?
No, sure. Just trying to be polite, Kevin.
I appreciate the confidence, bud, but yeah. Yeah.
I like
you may have just felt good about life. That's all.
Kevin.
You know? You seem like a great guy.
Anthony. I try. Don't tell my wife.
No. She, and it doesn't matter what we say. She's going to have opinions on you. You know that, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, Jamie's
How'd
back.
my guy Kev do?
Well, CD?
Crushed it, Jamie.
Ah, perfect. What's our category?
Hockey.
Oh, no. Okay.
That's what I said too,
Oh, no
Jamie.
for you.
Yeah, pack a lunch.
And a snack.
Yeah.
Okay. Bring it on, Donkey Kong.
Okay. Question 1. As of April 11th, which Central Division player leads the league in shots on goal this season?
I believe that is Nathan McKinnon. Final answer.
Question number 2. Name the 2 teams that traded away their captain during the season.
Their captain? Well, the Bruins for sure with Brad Marchand. Who the hell else for the captain? Islanders traded Brock Nelson, but Anders Lee is the captain there. You know what? I think I'll know it, but I'd just be wasting everybody's time. So give me the options, please.
Is it the Islanders and Bruins, the Rangers and Islanders, or the Bruins and the Rangers?
The Bruins and the Rangers. Jacob Trouba, Brad Marchand. Damn it. Final answer.
Question number 3. Only 2 players this season have scored 4 goals in a game. Scott Lawton did it back in December. Which other player did it on April 9th?
That would be Eriksson Ek. His first game back with the Minnesota Wild. Final answer.
Final question. How many hat tricks have been scored this season by your St. Louis Blues?
Okay. I think I might know this. It's 4 or 5. I remember we were talking about this the other day. I'm not going to ask for the options because you're going to be like 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, something like that. I'll go with 5. Final answer. Question mark.
All right, let's go over these.
That's a tough question.
Jamie versus Kevin. Let's start there.
Kevin.
How many hat tricks have been scored this season by the St. Louis Blues? Kevin, you went with 4. Jamie, you went with 5.
There it is.
Correct answer is...
The options were 2, 3, 4.
Oh, damn.
The answer is 3.
3.
Oh.
Brandon Saad, Jordan Kyrou, Dylan Holloway.
I thought Tom were in.
0-0. As of April 11th, which Central Division player leads the league in shots on goal this season? Kevin, you went with Philip Forsberg. Jamie, you went with Nathan McKinnon. Correct answer is?
It is Nathan McKinnon.
Jamie did not need the options. Jamie up 2-0. Name the 2 teams that traded away their captain during the season. Kevin, you went with the Rangers and the Islanders. Jamie, you went with the Bruins and Rangers. Correct answer is?
It's the Bruins and Rangers.
Of course, the captains were?
Jacob Trouba and Brad Marchand.
Jamie up 3-0. Only 2 players this season have scored 4 goals in a game. Scott Lawton did it back in December. Which other player did it on April 9th? Kevin, you went with Macklin Celebrini, the rookie. Jamie, you went with Joel Eriksson Ek. Correct answer is?
It's Joel Eriksson Ek.
Kevin.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose. Not today.
Kevin, Jamie got you 5-0. But I thought this was a lot closer than the final score would indicate. I really do.
Oh, man. You guys just going to hung up on me when Jamie got in the room.
No. You wouldn't have wanted that. You're a lot of fun, Kevin. Thank
Good
you,
job,
man.
Jamie.
Thanks, Kev. Take care, buddy.
Bud.
Great show. Thanks, guys.
Thank
Bye.
you. See ya. I like Kevin a lot.
Kevin's a nice guy.
Sounds like a great guy.
Marcia, did you beat him?
I guess so.
He said
makes sense.
you did.
Yeah.
It must have been a while ago.
Yeah.
Could have been.
I mean, it makes sense. You probably beat him 8-0 because he's a really nice guy.
Those are tough questions, though. Like, if you're not following the NHL day to day, that's
tough.
pretty tough.
Yeah.
Like the Joel Eriksson Ek thing just happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, if you're not
April
watching
9th.
the Wild game.
April 9th to be exact.
That was what, 5 days ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. Something like that.
Eggplant emoji. Anthony, don't patronize the contestant. I wasn't. I liked them.
You were being nice.
What? You're even being nice and you get crap.
The people aren't used to it.
No. Look at that sarcastic jerk.
He's a jerk. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. The Blues shake up the lines once again. Jamie will tell us if these are the right shakeups.
Oh, yeah.
Or the wrong ones. Next on 101 ESPN.
All right, I'd like to take a minute here and talk to you about my great friends down at E&B Granite. If you're looking to remodel your kitchen, your bathroom, outdoor living space, they should be your first phone call. I'll tell you about my experience with E&B. I went down there. By the way, their showroom is at 6135 Manchester Avenue. I walked in, and they've got everything set up and all these different cabinets and flooring and these displays. I don't know what I'm doing at all, for that matter. So I talked to the in-house design staff, and she walked me through it. And we got to the countertop portion, went into the back. You could see all of the different kinds of countertops. She helped me pick a countertop that went with the cabinets that I had purchased, and it just was a great experience. The technicians were awesome when they did all of their work. And if you're looking for any kind of cabinets, flooring, or countertops, E&B Granite has it all. They've got different patterns, different colors, different styles. And I guarantee they're there to help you, and I guarantee you'll be completely satisfied when you're completely finished with your project. So please, again, get down there and see them in person, or you can call them. When you call them, tell them Jamie Rivers sent you. That number's 314-645-9300. Again, that's 314-645-9300, or you can always visit the website at enbgranite.com.
conclusion I've drawn there is that he really likes that third line, as it's assembled with Joseph and Sundqvist. Like, I can't count the times in the past couple weeks. Jim Montgomery said, I really love that 70s line. So, I don't know that it's much a matter of they don't want Bolduc on that line that you're talking about. It's just that they feel they're a better team with them on that third line.
That was Jeremy Rutherford, who joined us earlier today. You can listen to the entirety of that interview via the Auto Centers, at Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers 101 ESPN mobile app. Oh, the podcast, of course, brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company.
Well done.
Good job. What was the last one for?
Just because.
Making up for the other one I didn't do.
Good job.
I don't know if it works that way.
No, it does.
Doing good, Marsh.
Thanks.
Think you all are. The Blues shake up the lines once again, Jamie. Practice lineup. Neighbors, Thomas, Buchnevich, Snuggerud, Shen, Kyrou, Joseph, Sundqvist, Bolduc, Toropchenko, Foxa, Walker, and your extras were Dvorsky and Texier.
Yeah.
The defensive pairings, Fowler, Parayko, Broberg, Falk, Suter, Leddy, and the extras were Tucker and Kessel.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the forward lines and the D pairings as Jim Montgomery shakes things up? It was necessary. I mean, you lost 3 games, and you're trying to find a spark, trying to find the right combination for one game.
Yeah, so 3 of the 4 lines are identical to what you had during your 12-game run. The one that isn't is you've got Jimmy Snuggerud playing with Shen and Kyrou now. I think Jimmy Snuggerud, by the way, has played very well.
Yeah.
I've watched every shift that he's played. He's in good position. He makes good, quick hockey plays. He passes the puck tape to tape like he gives a crap. Some players don't. Some players watch a power play. You think I'm joking?
No.
Watch a power play sometimes, and you can tell who gives a crap and who doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Guys who just sling the puck over there, they're like, I'm doing my job. I'm passing to the guy, but I gave him an absolute crap sandwich for a pass.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one thing I learned early in my NHL career is I was told by the older guys, make sure you give your teammate a pass that they can do something with.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
So I tried to do that much as
Seems
possible.
pretty simple, though.
Yeah, but some guys don't care. They just want to move the puck over there. And, passing is an art form. But anyways, the only thing that I would change for me, and I said it earlier, I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I'd put Bolduc with Shen and Kyrou, and I'd move Snuggerud down with Sundqvist and Matthew Joseph. I just think that Bolduc is the closest thing you have to Dylan Holloway. I mean, when you put these guys in a skating race, I don't know who wins. For real. Put them in a stick handling competition, I don't know who's better. How about shooting? They both shoot the puck like lasers.
Yeah.
And they both are not afraid to run people over. So I just look at that as, but being completely fair, Snuggies look pretty good. So,
Jeremy, I hate that idea.
Which one?
Putting Snuggie on the third line. How the hell are you going to have a 70s line if you got 21 on there?
Well, change his number then.
Okay.
Change his number.
Well, then cross him off.
We have to win a bleeping game.
Okay, all right.
One game to get in.
All right.
Yeah.
But it's not the 70s line anymore.
That you switch some things up mid-game.
Well,
too.
Monty's he's not married to the lineup. And he'll tell you that himself, that if he thinks that they're not generating, it's not looking right, he'll switch some things up. He did that last game in Seattle in the third period, and it gave his team a little bit of a boost. He put Boldy up with Kyrou and Thomas, and he moved Buchnevich down to play with Shen and Kyrou. So it's or Shen and Snuggerud. So although the game will start with these lines, I don't think it's etched in stone. I mean, it is a win you're in.
Yeah.
I think Monty's going to play whoever the hell is going. And if it's only 2 lines that are going, better strap on the feed bag because you're going a lot. Bottom line. You know?
Let's hope that they don't have to shake up the lines, because if they don't, that means something good is happening throughout the game, and they can build some momentum heading into the playoffs.
Yeah.
If things go well, they win that game in regulation, they're in the playoffs.
Yeah, because if not, something may have gone horribly wrong. Either an injury or it doesn't look right, and Utah's capitalizing.
Neither of those are good.
No.
Are you guys more concerned with the way that the Blues have been playing or the way that the Flames have been playing? based on what we know now and the scenarios that need to happen for the Blues to get into the playoffs?
I'm more concerned about the way the Blues are playing. I didn't love that Seattle game.
Oh, I liked it better than I liked the Winnipeg game. That Winnipeg game was not great.
You know what, Jamie? Results the same.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
Well, not really. They did get a point.
Okay, I know. As soon as I said it, Mark.
They did get a point.
Your stupid points and 1 point and 2 points and get out of here. Anyways, the point is Blues for me. What about you guys?
It will be the Blues because we've said it all day. If they win, they're in. So you don't really need to worry or concern yourself about anyone not playing at Enterprise tomorrow night. Worry about that team. That's it.
I'm on the same page as you guys. It's the Blues for me. They've a little bit cleaner in the Seattle game, but the Winnipeg-Edmonton game, there were too many turnovers, too many hope plays, too much east-west. In the Seattle game, the first period, I didn't like the first period. There were a lot of zone entries and then the puck going sideways all the time instead of forwards. When they had their success, they were driving offense straight down the ice at the opponent. It was wave after wave after wave of Blues offense, whether it was forwards or defensemen or whatever was going on. So for me, it's definitely, this is on the Blues. Bottom line.
Anthony, if you wanted to worry about a team, you should have worried about your Sharks. They were tied 2-2 after the second period and then gave up 3 in the third. What the hell are they doing? You want to worry about a team?
Who are you talking
about? Your Sharks. They were 2-2
I even watched
against the Flames. I did too.
I was watching the game.
I was like, where are the Sharks going to show up?
I wanted to MF Anthony so bad.
First of all,
your Sharks. You're tied up going into the third period. Just finish the dang on game.
Even just bring it to overtime.
Just get there. You give up 3?
First of all, not a Sharks fan. Second of all, what did you expect? Team's been in last place the entire year.
Why are you defending them if you're not a Sharks fan?
Yeah. They stink.
Oh, whatever.
You expect they're going to play hard? Come on.
Yeah. Do you guys see a scenario where Calgary wins out? Or do you think these next 2 games are going to be too difficult?
I see a scenario no, I think Calgary could win out. Gonna be tough, Vegas and LA. But you know what? I to these guys' point, I don't think it matters. Tomorrow night matters. If the Blues have to squeak in, will we celebrate? Ish. But let's get hammered. Let's not celebrate. Like, all right, let's get ham sauced.
I'd rather be able to get ham sauce tomorrow night than have to wait and wait and wait.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You can still get ham sauce. You're not playing, so.
Yeah, but I feels like a dirty ham sauce at that point. Like, it's not the same.
Yeah.
Right.
Like you're just doing it to get ham sauce.
We always said the beers taste better when you get a win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a fact, too, because you have a beer after loss. Yeah, I'm not really into this beer.
It tastes good.
It's not the same.
Who peed in this beer is what you guys used to ask.
Give me the bourbon.
Yeah. All right. We have part 1 of the Sports Six-Pack coming up. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. So if you've got any questions for us, send it in. Sixer next on 101 ESPN.
Anthony, we always talk about how our great friends over at Mentality take care of us. And I was in there today. Chesterfield location, and actually I was in there a couple weeks ago. I missed a week because on the road, and Angel was not happy with me because I'd been complaining that I'm not feeling quite the same. And then she checked my chart and was like, well, no kidding, because you're all over the place. You're not sticking to your actual program that we have for you. So I went there today, took care of business. They drew the blood again because they check blood every, 6 to 8 weeks. They check you out, make sure everything's going okay for whether it's your testosterone, your vitamins, and even bigger things they can find, detect early. So I really appreciate everything they do over at Mentality.
Yeah, they can test certain prostate levels and things like that, so make sure that nothing else is going on. But look, if you're feeling like you got low energy, lack of motivation, fatigue, you're tired all the time, you're seeing weight gain, and you know it's because you're not putting in the work in the gym because you don't even feel like going to the gym, you're irritable, whatever it may be. Maybe it's a lack of focus, mental clarity, and all that. Go down to one of the 2 locations. Jamie mentions Chesterfield. Tomorrow, I'm going to the South County location. That's where I go, but they got 2 different locations, same great people. Sit down. Just talk to their board-certified physicians. They know what they're doing. Mentality is a local healthcare facility. They specialize in helping guys like us. So if you're tired of feeling tired, if you're tired of feeling run down, go see Mentality. Your energy will come roaring back. That belly fat will start to burn off. You're putting in the work in the gym again, and you will be, because you're going to be motivated to do so. LowTUSA.com if you're looking for more insight to Mentality, but just head down there, tell them Jamie and Anthony sent you. It's Mentality.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. We just got done talking about your St. Louis Blues, who lost in Seattle in a shootout on Saturday night, 4-3, the final. The Blues can clinch a playoff spot tomorrow night against the Utah Hockey Club. They need a regulation win. Hopefully the Blues can pick up the victory tomorrow night on home ice. You can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. Tonight, the Cardinals take on the Houston Astros after taking 2 of 3 against the Phillies this weekend. First pitch tonight is at 6:45. Sonny Gray on the mound for the Cards, going up against Framber Valdez. Also this weekend, the Battlehawks lost to the DC Defenders 27-15, and City SC lost to Columbus by a final of 2-1. We have our Sports Six-Pack coming up next, so get your questions into the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. We'll do our Sports Six-Pack next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question. Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is refreshed by the Finnish Long Drink, Finland's best-kept secret. A sparkling citrus beverage made with real liquor. Visit thelongdrink.com.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN. Jamie just hopped in the time machine there. Right before we go on, what are we doing? Fill in the blank?
What is that?
Sure, if you want to.
Well, I saw a couple in the text. I was like, I didn't want to click on it because I'm like, I didn't want to mess it up for Marshy.
I don't want to fill in the blank in.
You know what, guys? Question 1, please.
You heard the man.
Question number 1.
All right, this one comes from the Water Boy. Fill in the blank. Blank has been the MVP for the Blues this season, and blank has been the biggest surprise to start the season for the Cardinals.
I think you'd have to say that Robert Thomas has been the MVP. I mean, he's leading the league in scoring since the Four Nations.
Yeah.
So, to me, that's probably pretty good.
If Holloway didn't get hurt, I would have.
Well, Holloway's probably even a good one now because you're seeing how much you miss him.
And Thomas was injured, and when he came back, it took a little time for Thomas. Not a total surprise, but is there another candidate?
I'm going Jordan Kyrou.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
it's quite a turnaround for him.
It is.
Yeah,
as much as
and defensively
hating on that man, and
yeah,
I'm going Kyrou.
I'll say Holloway.
Yeah,
say Thomas.
I'll say actually, I'm going to go a different direction. I'll say Colton Parayko.
How could you?
Because he's a defenseman.
You like defensemen, yeah.
Can you say that though? Because they went 12 games, winning 12 games without him, though.
Right shot.
That's true.
Yeah.
I actually think they won 13 or 14 without him.
No, they won 12.
No, they won 12 in a row.
Oh.
12 in a row.
Yeah.
Ipso facto.
What about the Cardinals?
Yeah, who's the biggest surprise for the Cardinals? Is that what the other part of it is?
Look, Marsh, I was wrong.
It's got to be Pozo.
I was wrong. Pozo?
It's
Herrera.
Victor Scott. Is it not?
Herrera.
We didn't expect him to hit a baseball all year.
Whoa, he had a great spring training.
He did.
I know.
Can we quickly forget about Ivan Herrera because he's hurt?
Yes.
He's hurt. He can't. You know what? He can't be consistent because he's can't be on the field.
I'll say Wilson Contreras.
That's your biggest surprise? You went negative. That's really hard to believe.
I mean, right.
Was there a bigger surprise than this guy hitting 102 up until, this weekend?
Wow.
Was there a bigger surprise? Let me ask you, because that was the question. What was the biggest surprise?
Shame, Anthony.
And I answered it.
That's unfortunate.
And now, because you guys don't like the answer, you put it back on me. Well, I'm here to say that I won't be your Huckabee.
Huckabee?
Yeah.
Governor Huckabee?
Yeah.
I got the answer. Based on the conversations we were having.
You heard me.
At the beginning of the season, before the season started, to me, it's Nolan Gorman. The guy's batting .417 right now.
That's pretty good.
That is really good.
We did not
How many
expect
at-bats,
that.
though?
How many
7?
12 at-bats. That's I gotta say.
It's a good one.
That's not enough at-bats, is it?
No, it's good. That's a good one.
That's his surprise.
He only has one strikeout.
That is surprising. Yeah.
12 at-bats, he'd be around the 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Okay. Did you give one, Jamie?
For who?
The Cardinals.
Yeah, he said Victor Scott.
I said Victor Scott. I was the first one to say it.
Did you give one, Marsh?
I literally just did.
Yeah.
Besides who? Oh, Gorman. Did you give one, Carey?
I also did.
Is anybody paying attention at all?
Well, hold on. You said, is it not Victor Scott? And then you said, is it not Ivan Herrera?
Yeah.
Did you give one, Anthony?
No.
Did you give one?
You know what? Sure.
You know what?
See?
Nobody's paying attention. Oh my God.
Listen.
Question 2. Let's go. Move the feet.
Question number 2.
All right, fill in the blank.
Yet.
Fill in the blank.
No,
It's
I'm
my
kidding.
fault.
All right, guys. Rory McIlroy wins the Masters, and he completes the Grand Slam. We get a question from the 314. Compared to Tiger Woods, what impact has Rory had on the game of golf for you guys?
Rory McIlroy? Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No disrespect.
Nothing.
We
He's got
all,
no clothing line. Doesn't wear a red shirt on Sundays.
we all saw Tiger Woods
He doesn't drive his car
emerge in
into
the
trees.
90s. Like,
He's on the video game.
He doesn't have his own video game.
He doesn't have his own show
I think
on
it's
ESPN.
Rory McIlroy,
No.
PGA.
It's Tiger Woods Golf League.
Nah.
gonna
Tiger
look
Woods
this up.
had his own video game.
He did. He used to play on the computer for money.
Yeah.
for us,
With teammates, we'd bet on it.
the Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods on the handheld.
It's literally called Rory McIlroy PGA Tour.
yeah,
EA
it's-
Sports. It's in the game.
It's only available in Europe, though.
Yep. Haven't seen it. Never heard of it.
Seats taken.
Seats taken.
Jamie, we've turned that into the new Legends Never Die.
All right. I like it. I get behind that. But yeah, no impact at all. Sorry, Rory.
No.
Nothing.
I mean, great win. Don't get me wrong. I mean, that's, hey.
Great win, even though I wasn't cheering for him. I wanted Justin Rose to win.
Really?
Yeah, the old dude. Get in there. He is. He's like older.
Did you see what Bryson DeChambeau said yesterday?
No.
Rory was locked in. He didn't say one word to Bryson the entire
His feelings
day.
were hurt.
The entire day.
So what? That's what Tiger used to do to people.
Why would he?
I'm
Why
not
would
saying,
you?
I'm
Why would
not
you?
saying I wouldn't do it. I'm
Tiger
just
would
saying I thought it was funny.
purposely
The hell
not
you want
answer
to talk to him for?
Yeah.
Hey?
You compete.
Guys would talk to Tiger, and he purposely wouldn't answer them just so he could get lodged firmly between their ears.
Absolutely.
I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like I that level of competitiveness and pettiness at the same time. Like you're thinking about me. I ain't thinking about you. I'm thinking about this damn game, buddy.
Yeah.
Question number 3.
From the 314, do you think the weather during the first round of the NHL playoffs is better than the weather during baseball's playoffs? I understand the
NHL?
question. I understand the question.
One is indoors. Can you read that again?
Well, it's just a question about the weather, Carey.
The weather.
Not
What
how it
is it
impacts
gonna-
the game. So the weather,
is the
but hang
weather?
on. The weather for the playoffs in the NHL
For fans?
is very nice and
So
warm.
basically, do you like spring over fall?
Correct.
Yeah, never.
And we figured out
Nothing over
that we
fall.
always like spring.
So no, we
nothing
figured out we like fall.
No,
over
Marshy and I like spring.
You guys are crazy.
This really isn't a conversation or a debate. It's fall.
Jim Montgomery said spring. That counts for 2 votes.
Yeah.
When did he say that?
When we asked him on this show.
I wasn't here.
Yeah, you were.
You might not.
No, he
Actually,
wasn't.
Monty made it a tie because you two guys.
It's the fall.
You wanted to say donkeys.
He did.
Not even close.
Yeah, it's something else.
Something else.
So, well, the NHL, there is a factor. I think the ice is a little softer the longer you go into the summer. Am I wrong with that?
I mean, that used to be a
Are
thing.
they playing outside?
No, but the humidity used to be a big thing.
Is
But
it not AC blowing in the indoors?
They have dehumidifiers now. But when I started, like when you play in the playoffs, you go to Dallas, you go to some of these places, it was like
It's
the
hot
ice
as
was
hell.
slush. Even in St. Louis, for the matter, the ice would get, because the humidity would get.
Doors open up, people walking in.
So, but
the
it's,
doors.
Marshy, it's less of a factor.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think the question,
They're
though,
going to play an
is
outdoor game in Florida next year.
that is going to be
Good luck.
interesting.
Yeah.
For me, the question is, when you associate the playoffs, what do you like more? Going into an NHL arena when it's nice outside and you're like, ooh, this is playoff weather? Or do you like it's cold out, I associate that with October baseball?
NBA arena.
What?
NBA. Was that not? I'm sorry. Was that not an option?
No, it never
I just
is.
made my own option.
It's never.
You did.
No,
I did.
I don't like
And why
it.
would you go
Who
NBA
the hell
there?
would go to the NBA playoffs?
Oh, I would love to.
No, you wouldn't.
I would.
Over the
Have
NHL?
you seen the Western Conference? Do you know how hard
Over
it
the
was?
NHL playoffs.
If I'm choosing?
If your eyeballs had to pick one or the other. Game 7 of Stanley Cup Final or Game 7 of the NBA Finals?
Who's playing?
But the best teams.
The Warriors, I want to see Steph Curry.
Oh, my God.
Hell?
Mouchy, cut his back off.
The NHL first round is light years better than the NBA first round.
NBA stinks. Come on, guys. I
talking the first round.
I had to watch a game the other night in Seattle. We're at the bar. At the restaurant. And
you had to watch the game?
Yeah, because they wouldn't change the damn channel.
Well,
what game was it?
The Seattle Supersonics.
The Supersonics rewind?
What game was it?
It was a bad game. It was Memphis and somebody else. And it was terrible. And my eyes were bleeding halfway through the second quarter. Stunk.
I'm sorry.
I don't know why you'd watch that crap.
That you feel
Does this have anything to do with the fact that you love hockey and grew up on hockey and just...
No, if I'd
That's your
never
sport.
seen a hockey game in my life, I wouldn't like what I'm seeing now out of the NBA. I grew up on the 80s NBA, early 90s NBA.
They were out there killing each other.
Yes, Carey.
That's how I
That
feel
was when
about
basketball
hockey.
was
That's when I
basketball.
used to watch hockey.
I watched a guy come up the court. He dribbled twice from his end, walked 17 steps, I swear.
He might have.
It was about 5. It was about 5. And then he dribbled again, and they didn't call it.
We call that the Euro step.
I was like, what are we doing here?
It's regular
It's a joke.
season.
Traveling is
It's a joke.
doesn't
They're fooling people. They're stealing people's money, is what they're doing.
I traveled more than Jamie this year.
That's not a bad one.
Anthony, that was a shot at baseball for no particular reason.
What did you just say?
Baseball stealing people money.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Thank you.
There is something, though, nostalgic about cold weather baseball in October. It means your team is actually pretty good.
It's actually cold weather football in January.
Well, football at all times is fantastic. I
Bingo.
think we can all agree on that.
Yes. All say aye. Aye.
Huh?
Part 2 of the Sports Six Pack is next. 314-399-9646. Keep those questions coming in. Sports Six Pack Part 2 next in the Fast Lane.
Elevate your performance with Pure Performance, your one-stop shop for all aftermarket modifications. After nearly 45 years of outfitting the best-dressed vehicles in St. Louis and St. Charles, you can trust your prized investment in the great hands of my friends over at Pure Performance. They've got a 25,000 square foot facility that has all the accessories you need. No matter what vehicle you drive, Jeep, Bronco, pickup truck, SUV, even minivans, they have accessories for you. They also have tires for every vehicle. So not just the big off-road tires, things like that. No, they've got tires for every single vehicle that's out on the road, as well as ATVs, UTVs, and golf carts. So they really are your one-stop shop when it comes to tires. They've also got a full-service garage. So even if you're not getting anything else done to your car, you want the best technicians in the business, head over to Pure Performance. Brakes, tune-ups, anything, something wrong with your car, your engine, they've got you covered. So get over there in person, check it out. When you get there, though, ask for Shelby or Paul and tell them that Jamie Rivers sent you in, please. They'll help you, they'll take care of you, and they're going to make sure that you leave there completely satisfied with your experience over at Pure Performance. But if you can't get there in person, visit them online at pureperformance.com. That's pure, P-U-R, performance.com.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is refreshed by the Finnish Long Drink, Finland's best-kept secret. A sparkling citrus beverage made with real liquor. Visit thelongdrink.com.
Time for part 2 of the Sports Six-Pack. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. Here is Andrew Marsh with question 4, please.
Question number 4.
All right, I love this one. From the 618, which NHL and MLB team has the best logo and worst logo?
Oh, wow.
NHL and MLB?
Best logo. That's such a tricky question because you can either go with, like, tradition or something newer. Like, I think of the Detroit Red Wings, like the car tire, the winged wheel.
Oh, yeah.
It's perfect for Detroit. Like, obviously with the Ford plant and all that in Detroit, the wheel and the wing, like, it's a really great logo, but I don't know if that's like the new catchy logo.
Mm-hmm.
Toronto Maple Leaf, the one that they wear right now, is excellent logo.
Sure.
I don't know. The Blues have a great logo. Mm-hmm. The music note with the little thing too, like, it's very good. The Seattle Kraken's pretty cool. They got the little S with the red eye for the. Yeah, go ahead, sir, Anthony.
Gonna name half the league.
I thought it was a discussion. My bad.
No, it's not.
It's talk radio. Sorry, I'll shut up.
Yeah. No, please
I ain't
don't.
been listening.
I think the old English D Detroit Tigers logo is the best in baseball. I also like the White Sox, believe it or not, logo.
It's traditional.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's crisp.
Yeah.
Clean.
So those are, for me, those are the best.
The Blue Jays, a catchy logo.
I don't think I like the Avalanche logo.
Really?
Yeah.
Cardinals got a good one too.
Didn't really do anything for me.
I don't like the Nationals because it's Walgreens, and the
terrible.
Cubs is one of the dumbest.
Yeah, I think the best one, I hate to say it, NL Central team. It's the Milwaukee Brewers mitt logo.
But it has nothing to do with Milwaukee or the Brewers.
But it's iconic. It's the mitt.
Like, do you know the mitt, when you look at it, it's got the 3 fingers that make the M, and the other thumb is the B.
Yeah, and it's a glove.
Yeah.
It's iconic.
No glove, no love, Marshy.
Yep.
The worst is the Guardians. I think it's stupid.
Just the C.
Well,
no, they get the G. It's like
they kind of got,
yeah, they had to change their logo.
A little bit circumstances there, a little bit, guys.
Yeah.
Okay? I thought for sure you'd say the Yankees.
I like the Yankees.
I mean, the Yankees,
I hate the
but
Yankees.
for me, the old English D Tigers.
How about hockey?
Hockey, the worst has to be the Dallas Stars or the Columbus Blue Jackets.
The Blue Jackets is terrible. The Stars isn't bad.
Yeah,
It's not terrible.
Yeah, the Blue Jackets is horrible. They need to go back to the old logo when Rick Nash played there.
The CBJ thing there?
With but they also had I think it's an alternate logo. It's like the jacket, like the actual little hornet thing.
Oh, yeah.
So I really like that one. I think the Wild have a really cool logo too.
I don't.
Really? You don't like it?
Well, what's a Wild, first of all?
It's just the
What's a Wild?
They're
Wilderness.
just
So then they
in
just
the
pick
wilderness.
any random animal, which happens to be like a mountain lion, and they put trees in them?
It's a bear.
It's not a bear.
It's a bear? I thought it was a bear. That was a Wildcat.
It's terrible. I just don't like that team. So
Well, the Lightning are stupid. They look like they made theirs in Microsoft Paint.
I don't know. It's pretty effective.
I don't mind those. I don't like the Flyers logo.
Flyers is terrible.
That's dumb.
It's pure trash.
That's just.
The Capitals has no ingenuity to it at all. No creativeness.
Nope.
The Buffalo Sabres is pretty good.
Yeah.
They're a terrible team, but logo's not bad.
The Ducks, too. Mighty Ducks.
I like the Ducks.
I like that they went back to that.
Yep.
The Calgary Flames is good. I like that. The sea that's on fire, you know? Although I hate the team, but Anthony,
I like the
your
Kings.
San Jose Sharks is good.
That logo is cool.
That is iconic.
Yeah.
The shark biting the stick.
Yeah.
Must be proud of that.
Pride is not the right word there.
I think it is.
I'm not proud of these Sharks.
Our text line is so
We're talking about logos, right?
Yeah. No, the text line's funny.
The water
Sharks
specifically.
Excellent.
Question number 5.
Water boy, yes, he did.
3-1-4.
What, the Old English D?
Said you like the old D.
Yeah. I like the Old English D on the Tigers as the logo.
Do you like the blue one or the orange one?
Hate the orange one.
He's from Detroit. He knows these things.
It's white.
I'm sorry.
The cap is blue.
Yeah.
Sorry to be that guy.
So you don't like the orange D?
No, not as much as the
not as much as the white one.
The white and blue cap. Yeah.
From 314. Will this season?
I know, Jamie. I get it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Grow up, water boy, and every texter right now.
From 314. Will this season be considered a failure if the Blues don't make the playoffs? The 314 says I don't, by the way.
Yeah, no, it's not a failure. If you were going to tell me at the start of the season...
Marshy hates that.
What?
Don't tell him.
I don't care.
I'm just telling you, he lost it.
Don't hush me.
No, I'm telling you. Last week, you said, "Oh, you can't go off of that. We're right now."
No, you have. The question literally is that.
That's what I said.
The question is, would you be disappointed?
Marshy?
It'd be disappointing because we're at where we're at.
Correct.
But we weren't really supposed to be in this position.
I agree.
And I said from the start of the season, if the Blues are playing meaningful games in the last week of the regular season, that will be a success.
Said same.
Same.
Basically, what I said was that expectations have changed for me based on how they've played and have shown me their level of play.
Mm-hmm.
They have shown me that they can beat anybody in the league.
But they were so far out of it.
For sure,
it's been a miracle that they're here now.
Well, absolutely. But that's because they weren't good at the beginning of the season. But I think that the talent and the ability to play the way that they have been playing, especially on that win streak, was there. They just weren't doing it.
Okay, sure.
I can't hear.
What? You can't hear anything?
Not up my right ear. It's kind of creepy.
Old age.
Yeah, well, no, I think it's the headphones, the jack. It's jacked up. Now I can't hear anything. Yep. Nope.
You'll be all right, Carey.
So you got to finesse it a little bit.
I'm fiddling with it.
Mine, the button over here, I got to finesse. I got to wiggle it and flap it around a little bit.
Same.
Yeah, wiggling it and
yeah.
I don't think it would be a failure. No, because of where you'll be heading into the postseason. But ask me in 48 hours. I might be furious.
Oh my!
I might be furious
I don't
if they
disagree
lose
with you.
tomorrow night. So right now I'm like, no, it's not a failure. No, you got all these, you got Holloway and Broberg and the future's bright and Bolduc and blah blah blah. If they lose tomorrow night,
so
ask me on Wednesday.
Here's the reality of it: is if you look at it from the entire season. From the beginning, where you 8 points out, the Four Nations, all that, you're like, you know what? Not a failure. But then let's go post Four Nations when you rang off 12 in a row, and then you get right to where you need to be, and you can't win one of the games on the 3-game road trip, and now you put yourself in this. So you go from yes, it's been a success to how can this team not make it? What a failure.
Right.
It's
that's
literally
a big jump. Yep.
Two different things, but they're both true.
Splashback Deuce brings up a good point to what you just said, Jamie. He goes, you already cleared the expectation check mark. You can't go back and be disappointed. I think there's some truth to that. Like, you set the mark. You, not you, but you in general. You set the mark. They cleared it. They've met your expectation. They've exceeded your expectations.
I agree.
Marsh is just moving the goalpost.
He doesn't like it.
I'm not trying to move the goalpost. I'm just saying,
you're just doing it. You're just leaning on it.
I've seen what this group can do. I've seen what this group can do, and I really enjoyed watching them do it. And now they're not necessarily playing that same brand right now. So my expectations have changed based on their play right now.
Yeah.
It's not like they're like, oh my gosh, I got to go win Stanley Cup or anything. I just want them to win a game to get into the damn playoffs. Like, they set themselves up.
I hear you. We all are right there, Marshy. Don't tell.
Oh, but I was told, they just won 12 games. Who cares?
Trying to win a game. Playoffs. Don't talk about playoffs.
Zoosh with, we can do the last question from Zoosh here because it's a great one.
Question number 6.
From Zoosh in the Snake Pit, this is the Fast Lane. Fast Lane, why are you working with secondhand equipment, crappy chairs, screwy electronics?
Thank you, Zoosh.
Well, And you guys
They
already
took the entire budget and they put it onto the Rizzuto show.
exactly. You guys already know what the answer is. We're not Riz's
big
show.
Leather chairs. They recline. All of their stuff is premium.
Brand new.
Nothing doesn't
built
work.
a new studio.
It literally did.
They could have moved us to that one. Hey, brand new studio. They're like, no, come on in.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, that's why.
When they first got in, they were doing the Hail Hubbard thing because we're Hubbard Broadcasting. What we didn't know is what we should have been doing was Hail Riz.
Wow.
And because we fought them, we're left with, microphones that literally bust off in our hands.
Yes.
Chairs that don't work.
Pieces that are missing.
Yeah.
Buttons that don't work. Yeah, it's going pretty good overall.
Hail Riz. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Another NBA coach was fired, several actually. What was interesting about the Suns firing their head coach is that they didn't make the play-in tournament, they didn't miss the playoffs, all that, right? They also had one of the most expensive teams. This is a team that spent to the cap, and they failed expectations. So not a Sun-centric conversation, but when expectations are high and a team fails, how big of the blame pie goes to the coach, and how big does the blame pie go to the roster construction? That's next on 101 ESPN.
It's that time of year, perfect time to go buy yourself a new vehicle or a pre-owned vehicle, and I want you to visit my friends over at Londoff Chevrolet. They're the best in the business, man. Whatever price is out there, they're going to match it or beat it. Ordinarily, they beat that price. Anything that you want for your trade-in, they give you actual cash value for your trade-in, not some rebate, coupon, or bonus points or whatever you're looking for. No, and that's the Londoff guarantee. They're going to give you the most cash for your trade-in. So stop by one of the two locations. That's right, two locations now. The original one in Florissant, Missouri, and the brand new Londoff Autoplex located out in St. Peters, right off of Highway 70. Both locations have fantastic inventory. You really have to get out to both lots, take a look at what's going on. And if it's a pre-owned vehicle you're looking for, I can tell you firsthand, they've got an unbelievable selection at both locations. I've been a customer for over 25 years. My children are customers now, and I talk about Londoff Chevrolet to anybody who will listen, because it's not just the vehicle, it's the customer service that you receive. They treat you like family, and they check in on you. You get text messages, making sure you're getting your oil changes, all that stuff. They are the best in the business, and I want that for you. So please visit either location. Please tell them Jamie Rivers sent you in. And you can also visit them online at londoff.com or londoffautoplex.com. Are you kidding me?
Johnny Londoff Chevrolet.
Fastlane on 101 ESPN 506. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Angel Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. So the Suns fired.
Much fun.
Budenholzer, their head coach, after the team missed the playoffs and the play-in tournament, of course. I mean, they just completely whiffed. They also have the largest payroll in league history.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it got me thinking, when a sports team underperforms, and obviously the expectations were high, especially when an ownership is spending that much.
Mm-hmm.
Who gets the bigger piece of the blame pie? Is it the head coach, or is it the roster construction, i.e. the general manager?
What about players?
Players, certainly. Like, the players stunk.
So that's number one.
Okay, players.
If you've put together the highest salary payroll in history of the game, you better win games. Those players have been deemed good enough to be paid that much money.
Sure.
And now I understand there's chemistry, there's this, there's that. But in basketball, if you've got the 5 best guys out there, like, come on.
Yeah.
Your odds of winning are greater than just a hardworking team.
Sure.
So, for me, number one automatically is the players.
It's funny, though. I would almost go more to roster construction. Because they're the 5 highest paid players doesn't mean they're the 5 best.
Yeah, but you can't blame the roster construction. If you find some of the highest paid, their numbers are probably pretty good wherever they're at, okay?
Yeah.
And when you assemble them, you're doing your best. Like, as a roster construction thing, like if John Mozeliak went and got what the Dodgers have, all those high-priced players, I don't think anybody in St. Louis would blame him if the team didn't make the playoffs.
Probably not.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he spent the money, man. He went and got the players.
Right.
So it was either the coach or the players. It wasn't I gave you everything you needed, man.
Yeah. What about in cap sports, though? Let's stay in cap sports.
I still feel the same way.
Because baseball's different.
I was just using it as an example.
All right.
We
so
can take hockey and do the same thing.
They pay all these guys. But let's stick with hocky, though, because I wonder, Jamie.
But hockey's a different sport because you can have a hardworking team that wins. You can.
What if you have but this is my point. If you have
the Toronto Maple Leafs? Yeah.
Bingo.
Again, I start with the players because they have to be the ones that perform. And then in Toronto, it was roster construction because they didn't have playoff-type players.
Bingo.
But I don't know if it's the same for the NBA. The NBA is a skill sport now. It's not like a will sport.
But still, like, I could pay you. I could overpay you to do a job and say
do that.
I know my expectations. My expectations are you two. Carey, I'm paying you two. You two, I'm paying a lot of money. Now go build me a house. Paying you a lot of money to do it.
Yeah, I would be unqualified to build you a house.
Yeah, but if he was the best house builder in the area and you paid him more money than you should, like
the house should be outstanding.
Yeah, it should be great.
I think the players in this situation.
Go to hell, Jamie.
I think the players in this situation.
How long it's going to take?
For the Suns, that's on them. Like, you got Devin Booker, you got Kevin Durant, you got Bradley Beal. And this is the third coach that they've had. They fired Frank Vogel last year after they lost. They fired Monty Williams. Frank Vogel, Budenholzer. In 3 years, you've had 3 separate coaches. You're going into the 4th year, have a 4th new head coach. That's on the players. Like, the chemistry, for whatever, to your point, Jamie, like, you got all of these great players, all of these scorers, the ability to put the ball in the basket, but they don't have enough as a team. They got 3 high-paid players, but they're not good enough collect just those 3. You got to have an entire team. So to me, it's on both. Because it's on the players because you're so skilled. And Jamie's point, like, basketball, in my opinion, is different. Like, you have 1 or 2 guys and you could probably win, as long as you have depth and guys coming off the bench that do their role really well. But you also have to blame the management because it ain't the head coach. You're about to be on your 4th one in 4 years. It ain't the head coaches. It's the players and it's the management. It's the roster construction. It's the players that you have and the coaches that you're bringing in that cannot get that group to figure out how to win games and win. Frank Vogel got fired after a first round. They got swept, but they lost to I think the Timberwolves, they said, and they got swept, and he got fired. Budenholzer didn't make the playoffs or the play-in. Kevin Durant missed about 20 games. He had some ankle injuries and things like that, but it's a chemistry issue for that team. It's a not knowing, who's who, what's what. And then it's the front office not bringing in the right pieces to go along with it.
So I think if you're paying a bunch of players, right, and it's a cap sport, and you don't construct the roster properly. So for example, for the Maple Leafs, right, the Maple Leafs have always been lacking that playoff grit.
Yeah,
maybe the defense. You constructed that roster. Now you allocated those funds to these players. If you don't have a strong goal prevention team, that's on the roster construction. You didn't allocate the funds properly. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. Obviously, the players have to. Everybody's culpable. You miss the playoffs when you spend the largest payroll in league history. It's not just one entity. But I think that it winds up being a roster construction problem when you don't have playoff experience or grit or toughness, or you got 5 of the highest paid dudes. They don't play defense. I think it really goes into the person that constructs the roster.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I guess I always default to the players because ultimately they're the ones that have control of the game.
Mm-hmm.
The roster construction, the manager, the president, whoever it is, he has once he signs his team, he has no control over the games. But that being said, you look at Phoenix, they're already talking about trading Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
And so Kevin Durant has been called out several times by certain guys in the NBA. And Charles Barkley, our buddy, friend of the show, by the way, says, he's a passenger. He's not a bus driver, but he makes a whole bleeping amount of money because he's a very talented player. But he seems to, wherever he goes, it's like that team should win, but they don't when he's the star that's there. So maybe then, you look at roster construction and getting all the best players maybe isn't always the best thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an interesting thought.
I'll take the best players. I'll figure it out. As hell with that. You think I'd rather? Yeah. I'll take the Suns roster and figure it out.
He's really changed.
He likes the Dodgers now. It's just all about the money.
When you got talent, you're supposed to be able to figure things out. I think that's what the ownership group is saying. Hey, I gave you 3 of the best players. Why can't you figure this out? Which is why they're running through coaches. Now, at some point, you do have to reset. I think you just need to give them a little bit more depth throughout the entire roster, which is difficult when you're paying so many people that much money in a cap sport.
Bingo.
It's difficult.
And Jamie,
I didn't say it's impossible.
Jamie,
I just said it's difficult.
I can't believe this is the Carey Davis.
Yep.
He's talking about, just give me all the best players. No toughness.
No grit.
No physicality, no grit. He's just punting all of that.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Just to have the best, most expensive players.
Ever since he's come back from Hawaii,
he's been different.
Very different.
He's been different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Might not be me.
That was so well said.
We haven't changed.
I have no.
Sorry.
That is true.
Sorry.
Yeah. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. I know Jamie hasn't changed. I was talking to him earlier.
That's very true.
Carey, you had noted something over the weekend that kind of rocked the college football world, and you posed a question that I found to be fascinating. We'll get into that next on 101 ESPN. Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We do need a new Beat the Streak contestant. So if you want to text in to the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646, you can text in BTS or Beat the Streak, and you'll have an opportunity to play Beat the Streak.
Yeah.
And that's coming up in about 10 minutes. Carey, you saw something over the weekend. It was the biggest college football story outside of the tragic situation with Kyrie Lacey. I mean, that whole story is, LSU draft prospect, that just tragic situation there. But the story in Tennessee.
Yeah. Quarterback Nico Imo-Aliava.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
There you go. Thank you.
I think he nailed it. I don't know.
We're not going to.
He skipped spring practice and told no one, didn't show up. No call, no show. We know how that works out, especially if you are thinking about going to Michigan.
To be.
That doesn't work out. So he decided not to show up to practice, and come to find out that it was intentional because he wanted to go for more money. He was getting paid $2 million through the collective, through Tennessee's
How do you make ends meet on that?
Yeah, and wanted to renegotiate, wanted to go back and wanted $4 million. And Josh Heupel, head coach of Tennessee.
And a Bugatti he wanted to.
Maybe.
No, he did.
Did he? I didn't see that.
Yep, he wanted a brand new one.
You know,
let's not ask too much.
This is essentially where we are in college sports. And again, this is not every single player, but this is the upper echelon, the top players. He goes and says, I want $4 million. I basically want double what I'm getting right now. And Josh Heupel basically told him, go fast lane yourself.
I love it.
We're not doing it. You're off the team, and you can enter the transfer portal. And that's where we are right now. Nico is about to enter the transfer portal, which opens, I believe, next week. And we'll be looking for a new team. Maybe there will be a team that will be willing to pay that price.
Or maybe he won't be asking for as much this time.
Maybe not. It can go one or two ways. It could be that he ends up getting the same amount that he's getting now, or he could get less, or he could get more. We don't know. Maybe he has an understanding of what he is. But I thought it was so intriguing that Josh Heupel and Tennessee would say, no, we're not paying you, and if you want to leave, you can leave. We're standing firm in our decision. He's a young man who started last year, took the team to the college football playoffs. They got spanked against the eventual national champion in Ohio State. But this was a player that, by all accounts, is a guy that's going to be, potentially having his name called in the draft in the future. And so by the fact that Tennessee decided to say, yeah, we're not going to adhere, or we're not going to fall and just take a knee and give you whatever you're asking for, we're going to move on. I wondered if that's going to change the landscape of college football going forward. Are there going to be more universities that just say, no, we won't do it. We can't do it. And this is the SEC program. This is not, a group of five program. This is not a team this is one of the top tier SEC programs. Yeah. And so for them to not be willing to pay him, I thought that was intriguing.
I love it, man.
And I thought we'll see how it all plays out. We'll find out in a week or so where Nico ends up. But I thought that and we'll see how good or bad Tennessee is. Did they make the right decision?
That's the other corner. Side.
To me, we won't know until the fall, but it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out.
So, Jimmy Snuggerud comes to the Blues from University of Minnesota, Golden Gopher. I decided to sit down and talk to him about NIL money. And hockey, he said hockey really isn't getting a whole lot of it. He was like, there's some. He said, I think there was like $300,000 total NIL money for the whole hockey program.
Okay.
But here's where it got me, Carey, and here's where this story is intriguing too with Tennessee, is for the hockey program, all of the NIL money went to the coach. Like, not to him, was under the coach's power to distribute it.
Right, to distribute how you
So, but I thought that's interesting because, like, if you have a good week, coach loves you, here's some NIL money. If you have a bad month, all of a sudden you get nothing.
Yeah.
And now, to further that, I said, well, how do you know, like, how's there guarantees? There is none. Because there's not contracts.
Yeah.
So this situation, Tennessee, he was making $2 million. That's just like a handshake. Which is why we're seeing players. Remember the UNLV quarterback?
Yeah,
he left because he was promised all this. It wasn't happening. They're dragging their feet, all that stuff. So NCAA has to figure out a way to clean this up, man.
Well,
they have to clean it up.
Okay, but we've had these conversations before, and a lot of people are like, "Hey, NIL, it's the Wild Wild West, other transfer portal Wild Wild West," and it is.
It's totally the Wild Wild West.
And I think this is an example of the situation will eventually start to take care of itself. Because, Carey, the question that you posed,
Yeah, but hang on.
is great.
What I was going to say
Yeah,
is, if you make this a contract, so if this guy, say his name
Nico
again?
Imo Ali Ava.
Yeah, that guy.
Imo Ali Ava.
If he signs a contract that's $2 million a year in NIL money, he can't pull this crap. He can't go back to the table and say, I want $4 million, I want a Bugatti, I want this. He can't.
What's to say he can't?
Well, because it's a contract, Anthony.
We see that in the NBA, NFL.
Yeah, but you don't. The team is not obligated.
They aren't.
And in reverse now, he also has some rights too, because then the team can't just cut him, can't just let him go without paying him his money. So
sure,
I think it needs to be regulated from a legal standpoint, because right now it's too wild.
That's fine. That's fine. If the contract thing, I think is good. I don't think that. I think the second part of your statement works well. Like, the team just can't promise the kids something and then not deliver. But if these players want to hold out, if it is a contract, or do what Nico's doing here, it could blow up in your face.
You tell him to go to hell.
Like, the UNLV situation, if he was promised something, didn't get it, that's unfortunate. But what happened? He left, UNLV kept winning. And what Josh Heupel is doing, I think, is great. He's saying, I don't care that you're my starting quarterback and we're better with you.
Is it great, though?
You're not bigger than the program. He may lose in the short term, but I hope he wins in the long run.
But there is no long run. Like, not in college football.
But
like,
still,
he could be, and I'm not disagreeing with you, but he could be biting off his nose to spite his face. Like, he could end up.
Why would he bite his own nose?
Exactly. Why would you get rid of your quarterback?
Didn't it cut your nose off?
Yes, bite.
Bite your nose off.
Cut, bite.
I thought it's cut your nose off in spite of your face.
Yeah, cut your nose off and spite your face.
Bite your nose off.
No, you don't got to bite your own nose.
Very few people can do that. I mean, Anthony,
Maybe
you might
Jamie
be able to.
and I can.
Maybe. Yeah. Okay. Cut your nose off in spite of your face. Like, you might.
Think you're going to get out of that
one? And we won't know. The only good thing about it for Tennessee and Tennessee fans is the SEC does have a rule that he cannot transfer into another school in the SEC. So he has to go to Big 12,
He'll be in the
Big 10.
He'll be in Michigan.
He has to go elsewhere, ACC. But it's going to be. I think it's intriguing because I think he may, and when I say he, Josh Heupel, may have made a decision that is going to cost their program more money than the extra $2 million that he was going to give Nico.
That's an interesting comment.
Maybe not.
Maybe he takes control of his program again.
Yeah, thank you.
And maybe he does.
Because your question was, did Tennessee just shift the power back to universities?
Correct.
They shifted the power back to the program, which I've always been on the side of like, hey, the NCAA has been using Carey Davis's jersey number and everything for their own profit, and then hammering Carey Davis for signing an autograph and collecting money for it. I've never been in favor of that.
Subway sandwich bought for him.
It's ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
But this, where these players are demanding Bugattis and they're, I played well, I want $4 million now. No.
Well, Josh Pate from the Josh Pate, his college football show, he was talking about how this guy and other players as well were threatening to not play in the playoff game. They wanted their more money because they made it to a playoff game.
Well,
That's BS.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And I did a little bit of a dive earlier today. He also had several obligations that he was supposed to be performing. There were certain meet and greets, autograph sessions, things like that he just did not go to.
Then he shouldn't be paid. Right, that's part of, if this is part of what we're paying you for and you're not holding up this end, then no, you shouldn't give that player more money because you're only going to create a monster.
Yeah.
But if that player
sounds like he's already a monster, this guy.
Maybe, but if that player is doing all of the things and allowing and helping your team get to the playoffs and potentially win a national championship game, then you might be in trouble because it's hard enough to find a quarterback. It's hard enough to make it to the playoffs. You're in the SEC. You had one of the better teams last year. You stumbled down the stretch a little bit, and they stunk it up a little bit, but you still made it to
your ass handed to you.
Yeah, you still made it to the college football playoff.
It was a disaster.
It was. That's trying to be nice, but they still made it to the college football playoff.
Yeah.
I'm just intrigued to see where Nico ends up and how Tennessee does, how they fare this upcoming season.
Well, Zoosh brought up a great point. Maybe Nico winds up in the MAC.
He probably won it. I don't think they got $4 million to give him. Maybe.
I'll tell you what Central does, though. Central Michigan. I think they can get a couple of coupons to the Soaring Eagle Casino and Hotel. And we got a Bennigan's. So
sometimes hotel room at a casino is a good thing.
Right? Jamie traded a whole player for him.
I did.
There you go.
For one of them. Just saying, Nico, if you're listening, do we have $4 million? No. Do we have $2 million? No. Do we have $20K? Probably not. But one night stay at the Soaring Eagle Casino could change your life. Right, Marsh?
Sure.
Okay. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Beat the streak and bet the board. Next.
Hey, it's Carey Davis, and if you're a contractor or own a business that needs recycling, Scrap Mart Metals is for you. They are tailor-made for your business to meet your schedule and budget. They understand that job site cleanup is often a mess, but if you set up a business account with Scrap Mart to recycle that metal, it'll be one less thing you'd have to do during cleanup. You'd be amazed at how the scrap metals add up and how it can help your business's cash flow. If you're a plumber, you're heating and cooling, maybe an excavator, or any type of contractor, Scrap Mart Metals Recycling can make your job easier. They have 3 convenient locations, Valley Park, Peevely, Jonesburg. If you want to, you can haul your equipment there, and they will get you a check the same day. If it's metal, they will buy it. Copper, wire, brass, stainless steel, aluminum batteries, electric motors, steel, cast iron, and so much more. They offer a convenient drive on scale, and they give you the highest payout. You will always get top dollar for your scrap metals. Just go to scrapmartmetal.com. My guy Lucas can talk to you about setting up a business account to get you rolling and get you in there. Even if you're not a contractor and you own some things that need to be recycled, Scrap Mart Metals can help you as well. Visit them today at scrapmartmetals.com.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cards in action tonight, taking on the Houston Astros. First pitch is at 6:45 as Sonny Gray will take the mound for the Cards, going up against Framber Valdez. The Blues off tonight. They will take on the Utah Hockey Club tomorrow night. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. If you miss anything from today's show, including our interview with Blues insider from The Athletic, Jeremy Rutherford, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page and you'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. The Battlehawks lose to the DC Defenders yesterday, 27-15, and City SC also losers as well to Columbus. 2-1 the final in that one. We have Beat the Streak and Bet the Board coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Hit baseballs. All of my successes depend on me.
You ready to hit?
The hits just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
All right, time to play Beat the Streak ahead of tonight's Cardinals game. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN, and we got a new listener on the line right now to play Beat the Streak. It's Nick. What's up, Nick?
How's it going, guys?
Going great, man. Appreciate you playing. Thanks for listening. Marsh, what do we got here?
All right, let me make sure I don't screw this up. Carey has a 4-game streak right now, 4-game hit streak. So Carey will go first. Jamie and Anthony, you two are at 1.
Oh, baby.
I'm at 0, and of course, Nick is our new Beat the Streak contestant.
All right. Well,
okay.
None, make it painless. Give me Jose Altuve.
Oh, boy. That's a dirty pick. Yuck.
I mean, he's pretty good.
How do you feel about that?
You guys feel great.
Okay.
I don't know if I picked a Cardinal on this hitting streak, have I?
You have not.
Wow. Kind of dirty.
It doesn't make me feel good about it, that's for sure.
No.
Anthony, go ahead.
Nick booed me.
Yes, thank you, Nick.
Yordan Alvarez, please.
Oh, yeah. You guys are awful.
Who are you going, Jamie?
Wilson Contreras.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. Carey?
Proud of you. Proud of you.
This guy's heating up. I hope.
You'd like to think so, wouldn't you?
Yep.
He is. Going to hit a home run tonight.
No, just a single's fine.
No. He's going to hit.
No, I don't want Marsh to get.
Oh, that's right. It's Marsh. Because I wanted him. I thought it was me.
Yeah, no, he can hit a home run.
Just a single or double's fine for me.
Yeah.
Home run would be fantastic.
Hell, he could hit a single, double. Hell, he even hit a triple. It's not a home run.
Nick, who you going with?
I'm going to take Brendan Donovan. I was going to take Wilson, but I'm going to go Donovan. The Birds hit good pitchers.
All right.
That's true.
That is true. I was actually the opposite of Carey. I had a hit streak going, and it was all Cardinals. And then all of a sudden, I picked 2 non-Cardinals. And I haven't got a hit since. So I'm going to go back
to the Cardinals.
To the Cardinals. Give me Pedro Pages to get a base hit tonight.
80 pages, eh?
Okay, so there you go. That's Beat the Streak. Carey took Jose Altuve. I took Yordan Alvarez. Jamie took Wilson Contreras. Our listener, Nick, chose Brendan Donovan. And Andrew Marsh just took Pages tonight. Pedro Pages. Nick, good luck to you, man.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thanks for playing.
See you tomorrow.
All right. Sounds good. I like the confidence. Heck yeah, man. All right. Marsh.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Time for Bet the Board. All right. How did everybody do over the weekend?
I think I got mine on Friday.
We all did well except for Carey. Shohei Ohtani 0 for 4 Friday night.
Where's that guy?
Gopher. So, March, what's the latest standings?
So, Jamie, Carey, and I all have 6 points. Anthony, you have 7, so you're in the lead.
Oh,
Seven's the number.
7. He's a 7.
Easy.
Good about it.
All right. Even though, come on. Okay. Jeez.
Come on.
Even though they've struggled, give me the Yankees minus 150 against the Royals. Yankees minus 150 against the Royals with cheese.
All right, who's up now?
You can go, Jamie.
All right, I don't think my bet will interfere with anybody's. The Los Angeles Kings play the Edmonton Oilers tonight. We want the Oilers to win.
Yes, we do.
We do, because we want LA to be having to play meaningful games in the last games against Calgary.
Yeah.
So,
that makes sense.
That being said, I'm going with the power play point. I know, hard to believe. Connor McDavid. Again, hard to believe. Plus 115 for old McJesus to get a power play point.
There you go.
Is it on me, Marshy?
Sure.
Well, I think I'm going to. No, can't do that. Don't do that. Give me Kyle Tucker. 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs.
What?
You don't seem confident or like that pick.
Well, I was going to go Shohei, but he's at 2.5. It's a little higher than I like to go, Anthony.
I
Feels like
gotcha.
a lot.
All right, Marsh.
Give me Paul Skeens, 7+ strikeouts tonight at minus 140 against the Nationals.
Ooh, that's a pretty good one, Marshy.
Against the Washington Walgreens.
Yes.
The Pittsburgh Pirates ace, Paul Skeens, very good pitcher.
Except
But not against the Cardinals. The Cardinals are playing.
They had good
Just
success.
own him.
Great success.
That's
Great
right.
success.
Yeah.
Yes.
All righty. When we return, we will share what we learned. Maybe get some criticism, some compliments, and, of course, hand out the 3 stars of the day. That's next on 101 ESPN. Underdog just became one of the best places to make entries during the basketball playoffs with their Extender promo. With the Extender, you can play your way to increasingly bigger boost each round of the playoffs. That's right. With the Extender, you get the bigger boosts. Underdog is the best place to make your picks on playoff basketball. Here's the thing with the Extender. You can play your way to increasingly bigger boost each round. Start a playoff series by using your Game 1 boost and continue boosting each subsequent game to unlock the next one. The longer the series goes, the bigger the boost becomes, and new customers will get a gimme pick plus up to $1,000 in bonus credits when they sign up using my promo code Anthony, and I'll give you that promo code again. So what are you waiting for? Underdog Fantasy, it's great. It's available here in Missouri, and it's easy, too. It's just whether or not you like a player to go higher or lower on his stats. Points, assists, rebounds, you get the idea. You can play the NBA, you can play the NHL, you can play golf on the weekends. It's completely up to you, but Underdog Fantasy, they give you everything at your disposal, and you can play for as little as $1 and win up to 1,000 times your money just with your basketball, hockey, NASCAR, golf knowledge. It's all there at Underdog Fantasy. Download the Underdog app. Sign up with my promo code Anthony to unlock that special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Again, that promo code is Anthony. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama, Nebraska, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/extend.html for details. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncbgambling.org. Did you like that one?
I
Jamie?
did. I just totally lost for a second.
Hey, if you missed anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast, available at 101ESPN.com or via the Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. As you guys know, every podcast is brought to you by Schaefer Door Company. Time to find out what everybody learned
Should
today.
I do my bet the board quick?
What I learned today is that Jamie gets 2 bet the board picks tonight because
he's doing a parlay?
Cheating.
No. What'd you say? No, there's a chance that Connor McDavid does not play tonight.
No, why didn't he play against us? Why did he not play?
I don't know. I don't know why he wouldn't play tonight in an important game against the LA Kings. But he is my primary bet, so if he plays, that is the bet we're going with. If he does not play, my secondary primary bet will be Lane Hudson, Montreal Canadiens, to get a power play point. I believe it's plus 220.
There you go. All right.
So there you go.
Jamie will get the second pick activated if Connor McDavid is, in fact, inactive.
Correct.
Yeah. Carey, what'd you learn today?
I learned that you all think I changed since I came back from Hawaii.
What?
Yeah.
See? Same.
Well, you did change your clothes, right?
I mean, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And his attitude.
Oh.
That's really the one that matters.
What I learned today is that Marsh is secretly rooting for the Blues to not make the playoffs so that he could, in fact, be right. That a couple weeks ago,
Are you serious right now?
he was justified and validated for showing his concerns for the Blues.
Wow.
That is just unbelievable.
Marsh, we all saw your notebook.
What
notebook?
You know the one.
You know the one.
Yeah.
The one where you're like,
They don't make
dear
it.
notebook.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm right.
I just want to be right.
I just want to be right, even if it costs the Blues
Wow.
a playoff opportunity.
I had a little key to try and lock it, but he didn't lock it.
He didn't lock it one time.
Yeah.
There goes Anthony making stuff up.
Jamie, what did you learn today?
What I learned today is that no matter how big the area is, Carey Davis will occupy the whole thing with all of his things.
Big guy.
Papers, books,
got a lot of
his
stuff.
propane tank full of water, a chapstick, his mushroom coffee. I mean,
I gotta have now.
Yeah.
We gotta have mushroom coffee.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And
You know why?
He's got to brew his own mushroom
I
coffee.
gotta brew my own coffee now. You know?
That's a shame.
It is a shame, isn't it?
It's a talent like you has to brew his own coffee.
Darn it.
You didn't have to. Marsh, what did you learn today?
This is what I learned today.
Anthony, you've been so wrong for so long.
You cut that part off.
You didn't even get the positive. Oh, that's a scumbag move.
What the hell? His was it?
Good point.
All right, nobody's safe,
Nobody is safe.
including me. This is when Janet leaves the mic drop. Marsh, do you have any criticisms and compliments?
Yes, from the 314, you guys. Thank you guys for making my Monday and every day a little better. Love the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We like those. Thank you.
Seriously, appreciate you.
I don't know what this is in reference to, but from the 618, what a Diamondback. You just told an adult man to shut up. Please move to Arkansas, maybe Little Rock. That's more of your avenue.
Who did that?
I mean, we
You
tell
think
each other to
that's for
shut
us?
up all the time, so I don't know.
I don't know.
You think that text
Did
is
we
for
say
us?
shut up?
I don't think we did.
Who
But
are
he
you
said
referring to?
Diamondback.
But Arkansas.
Well, he didn't say Diamondback.
No, he said the actual
said the
word.
actual
I
word.
changed it.
Arkansas. Well, Tim McKernan used to be in Arkansas.
Who told?
When did they text it in?
5:42.
Literally, yeah.
Oh.
Not that long ago. Maybe it just went through, though.
What's the area code on that? Do they have a name?
Did I tell you
618.
to shut up during the... I don't think I
don't know. I don't
think I
really
tell
listen.
people to shut up.
I don't really listen, so.
I just don't.
Even if you tell me to shut up.
I'll say you shut your
probably
mouth.
Not going to shut up.
But
You might have told me to shut up.
It's possible.
Yeah, then, but I probably didn't listen and kept talking.
Exactly.
I don't know.
You know what we haven't discussed today at all, by the way, that we should have, is Marshy's two-piece outfit over there.
Thank you.
He's got the looks like corduroy
yeah.
button up and the matching shorts.
It does look good,
He's
yeah.
got a vacation outfit on.
Nice.
It's well played.
Looking stellar, my
Not
man.
many people can pull that off.
I like a good, matching set.
Yeah,
right?
good.
Who doesn't?
Of course. Well said.
Nice.
All right.
And for that last criticism, if you want to text back in and let us know who the hell you're talking to, we'd appreciate it. We'd like to know.
Or don't.
Yeah, or don't. We
Maybe
don't,
you're busy.
honestly, we
That's
don't-
10 minutes ago.
We don't care. Yeah.
You might not even. Who knows what you're doing? Should
He
be
forgot
listening. 2 to 6. Don't ever turn the radio off.
Never.
Ever. Let it play.
Just leave it on.
Leave it on.
Anthony, you'll love this one from Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
Have a good evening, guys. Hope Killian had a good football game.
Oh,
Did.
do tell.
Scored his first touchdown yesterday.
Yes.
The Falcons played very well. They beat a second-grade team and won both games. 4-0.
Can I tell you what Anthony did on Friday?
Well, please do.
He looked me square in my face. He said, "You know what I think? I think we should run the ball." I said, "Really?
You're sick."
Really?" I said, "Anthony, I told you that 2 weeks ago." He said, I think I should simplify it." I said, Is that you came up there with all on your own, did you?
Hold on, Carey. Tell the story accurately. 3 weeks ago, you told me to simplify things and to run the ball. Yet, on Friday, I said, you know what, Carey? And I was serious. I said, you know what I think I should do? Simplify things and run the ball. And then I paused and I said, just like you told me 3 weeks ago. And you know what? We're 4-0. The boys played hard.
I said,
That's proud of the guys.
he has great ideas, right? I'm like, Anthony, they're in the first grade. I coach high school. They ain't gonna get it, man. Just
the best part is it was Friday. He's like, yeah, I think you're gonna run the ball.
I've been agonizing over it.
But then he changed it. He said, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna air it out. I said, Anthony. I said, Anthony.
That hurt.
I said, you know what?
I blow my nose and that's full of water.
I hope it goes well this weekend. But there's going to be a point where you're airing it out and you're going to see my face and you're going to see me saying, I told you don't do that. And he didn't air it out. He ran the ball.
We ran the ball.
They won the game.
It's more our identity anyway. Our defense is excellent. Play great defense, run the ball.
All on your own, did you?
Look, I would have got there. It is true, though. I'm like, Carey, what about this play? Carey's like,
I don't think you should do that.
Again, the part that gets me is it's 2 days before the game.
Oh, he had practice Saturday.
And he's got like video sessions.
I had to lock
He's running
in.
these kids through the mud. He's getting them ready.
Look, the bottom line is we're 4-0. Go ahead, Marshall.
It's all about winning.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, 3 stars of the day.
It's time for the Fast Lane's 3 Stars of the Day.
So upset with us.
Presented by Circus Sports Illinois. Sports betting the way it should be.
Made you feel that way.
All right, our 3rd star of the day goes out to Inspector Gadget, Carey Davis.
I don't know how he got all of his things back in his bag. Honestly.
2nd star of the day goes out to the Phoenix Funds.
Oh, yeah. The Phoenix Funds.
Yes.
Phoenix Funds.
And our 1st star of the day goes out to Anthony's favorite sports logo ever, the Old English D.
Yeah,
Tigers.
give him that D.
Old English.
Love that
Old
D.
English D.
No, Old English D.
It's different.
There's a difference.
On a blue cap.
Very different.
Yeah. Oh, you guys know that logo's sweet.
It is.
I know you guys love that, too.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell me. I see it in your eyes. That'll do it for us. For Jamie Rivers, for Andrew Marsh, who kept us on track today, and who I know will be going for the Blues tomorrow. For Carey Davis, I'm Anthony Stalter. We will see you.